Okay, I'm just gonna put some music. Oh my god, did I change the name of the stream? I didn't change it, did I? Wow, 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 wow. And last time there was Engine and he was giving me tips. Like, don't speak over your starting screen. But then you see I do these things and I have to talk because otherwise it's just very awkward. Because we're on a call already, you know. You see I didn't change it. It's fine. In the meantime, you can watch this.
Bowels of the internet.
Scarf dalalla. Why did you cut your hair anyway? I'm so curious.
Oh no, I think I just needed a change. But yes, I do miss it. It was a part of me, you know. It was like it was a living thing on top of my head.
I guess it is a living thing.
No, but it was like it had a life of its own. It had its own following as well. It's like people didn't like me, but they would like my ears.
Okay, so welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream.
Everyone?
I don't know. I tried to make it like maybe I thought it would be cooler in my head, the transition from to this, but it's me. Hi.
Hello, good evening.
Hi Dogvog. Hi Quantum. He does have a beard.
He's here already.
Quantum and Dogvog and Crimson Farter. Oh, I demand a refund also. Hi, 777. I did put the blurb back. It made a sound as well, but I didn't test it. I don't. Welcome.
Hello.
Caproc was helping me, but you know I was having a problem with the cam guys. Like I couldn't get the cam to not be delayed, and I spent all day trying to fix that. And I fixed the overlay, so it's less scuff today. I promised I would work on it, and I did. So
It's looking lovely. I can watch it from here.
Thanks. I do all this like by myself. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay, some music. And I also slept very, very little last night because I have a new job. And as soon as I joined, like they invited us for the quarter event. So we went and we were there like up until midnight, which isn't too bad. But then when I got home, I wanted to play Wild Rift, so I was like until 3 in the morning playing Wild Rift.
I do that sometimes as well. Huh? I like my Wild Rift.
Oh, it's like, what about playing games? Okay. Hello, Crimson. And everyone else, thank you. So, I have some questions for you.
Right.
So I think if you're happy with it, we can just jump in. Is the music too loud, guys? Anything weird, just let me know. Okay. So, we'll start you out slowly. What is your wake-up ritual?
Wake-up ritual? Well, I think it's quite standard, but the thing is, it's religiously, it's always the same. I wake up, I take a shit. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, it's first thing I have to do in the morning.
I'm really jealous of people like you. I never take a shit when I wake up, man.
Wake up.
It's amazing.
And then, start getting ready, brush my teeth, have a shower.
Wipe, I hope.
Yeah, no, we do it. Yes, sometimes, if I don't forget, No, I do it.
I hope your friends are enjoying the first
yes, my wife as well, and she's probably going, he better say take a shit, Definitely. So yeah, that's it. We'll take a shit, have a shower. If I wake up on time to help my wife with the kids, then I will help out a bit with the kids. I'll do it like in a complete, absolute daze, but I prepare a sandwich, cut up the apple, prepare a couple of things, fill up the water bottles or something like that. I'm seeing notifications coming in right now. My wife is probably messaging me like, yeah, how many times do you do that? But yes, maybe not as often as I should. But
what wipe?
So yeah, not wipe. I'm saying help out with the stuff that has to be done in the morning.
I'm sorry. I'm very hyperactive, so I'll try to behave.
Don't worry. No. Go for it. Don't hold back.
Okay. Take a shit, shower, and help with the kids. How many kids do you have?
2. 6, gonna be 7 in December, and 10. So the younger one is the girl, and the older one is the boy.
Cute. They're quite young.
I waited to describe them. Cute. Yep. No, they are. They're adorable.
Do they game?
My son does. Yes, completely obsessed. He is completely.
What does he play? What happened? We lost him.
You lost me.
Mm-hmm.
What, you lost me?
Okay.
Yeah?
You're back now.
All right, okay, cool. I think I better switch off the stream. I don't know why the connection isn't that great. Okay, yeah, are we good?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so my son, he's into his gaming, his PS5. He's had his Fortnite kind of, let's say, period and everything. He still goes into it a bit, but then he'll get into a game and stick to that game, and he won't stop playing that game. So for example, recently it's been Dragon Ball. He platinumed it, and he's still playing it. I mean, and that's it. So yeah, but no, avid gamer, obviously. My daughter, in the meantime, no. All of her friends play Roblox, but she just flat out refuses to even look at it. She hates them with a passion. So, so complete polar opposite.
But she just hates gaming in general, or Roblox?
Not interested. No, she's just not interested in games at all. She loves her dolls and this and that and everything. Typical girl, makeup and this and that. Today she had a birthday party and they all got pampered. They had massages and they did their nails and everything, their toenails and all that. So she came home really.
How cute!
A 7-year-old birthday party, having a day at the spa. I don't know.
Yes, I did that once and never again. Because one of them didn't even know how to swim, and the mother forgot. To tell me, so I was like, oh my god. Nice. But it's a beautiful age for them. It's very cute.
Mm-hmm. I prefer them much younger though. I'm not saying I preferred my kids when they were younger, but I prefer the time when they can't walk, can't talk. Baby face. You put them down and
make another one.
My wife is watching, please. No. Not for now. As much as I'd love to, I don't know. Being outnumbered scares me, I mean, it's like we're 2 and 2 at the moment, but then if it becomes 3 and 2, I don't know.
Another bongo. Another small one.
No. Not for now. I mean, let's just
so
say
what's
not for now. Not for now.
What's your favorite time of the day usually?
I don't know. Favorite time of the day? I think it depends. I mean, if it's, I mean, weekends, I like waking up really, really early in the morning. So like 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, to have my bit of alone time. Like, I've been a bit of a selfish way, you know what I mean? But if you're talking about favorite time of the day for me to do me, it's a Saturday or Sunday morning at about 5 o'clock in the morning. Wake up, you know, settle down, switch on the PC, perfect silence all around, headset, and have a little bit of a gaming session, a bit of an extended gaming session, you know, till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 4 hours, till everyone wakes up, you know, and I can just have my time. You know, that is something which I like really, really enjoy. It's something which I cherish. But then, you know, there's other times. I can tell you a lot of times which I hate in the day. I hate homework with the kids. Um, I don't really have a problem with waking up, but yeah, but I would say that if you had to choose like one part of one particular day, it's that Saturday morning. That's like for me. And then obviously, you know, like spend some time with my kids, the wife, and everything like that. Yes, it's also. But if you're talking about a me thing, selfish me thing, it's that early in the morning before everyone else is up, and I have that alone time.
It's not selfish, no. I don't think it's selfish. We all deserve some indulgence, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I also wake up early because my kid is like catching the coach. She's for one, so, and I wake her up. I wake up at 5 so I can wake her up, and then after she leaves, like I work out. I take the time. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like it as well.
Me too, without
The
work.
downside is like that I crash then at about 10 o'clock. I'm starting to.
I don't need that much sleep myself. No. It's 4 or 5 hours and that's it. I don't need any more.
Wow.
I keep on twisting and turning in bed for a while until, you know, but
That's really awesome. I wish I could sleep a bit less, but then my body starts to shut down.
I'm not the most alert person all the time, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I mean, case in point.
So, what's in your fridge right now?
Jesus, what's in my fridge right now? I'm not at home, but what I can tell you that there is in the fridge, there's definitely red peppers, there's cucumber, there's lettuce, there's Greek yogurt, there's...
Healthy.
Yeah, we try. Severed heads. I have, okay, I've got this thing which actually is something, okay, interesting. Okay, I like my food and I like spicy stuff. Like, it's like I'm always on a bit of a challenge to try to find the hottest thing that I can find, or the most sour thing that I can find. So I like those like extreme things. Like when you taste something, you eat something, there's that experience. And my cousin got me something from, I think it's Salerno, I don't know. And it's kind of like a soft salami. I don't know how to explain it. It's all, the only way I can explain it is like it's this, it looks like a little bit of a cushion or a pillow, and like you take off the skin, and it's like this mushy salami thing. But it's really, really fucking hot. It's really, 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 really hot.
It started with soft salami, but with skin, you killed me.
I can imagine quantum now.
I'm such a child. Soft salami, got it. If you're gonna skip any questions,
it's kind of like the salami which you can scoop out basically, and it's like a paste you can cook with it.
I think I know what it is, but I've seen it in Portugal.
Got a funny, weird name. It doesn't sound Italian, to be honest with you, but it's.
I've had it like if it was a dew fresh thing, but not cooked. I think it's like a paste.
Hairy paste.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you let's move on from the soft salami.
Nduja, yes, that's it. Thank you, Quantum. Yeah, man, well done, man.
Nduja.
That's it. Yep.
So, if you could do a love scene with anyone, who would it be? Now, I know you have a wife, But like imagine it's a celebrity or I don't know, like Wonder Woman, like with all due respect to your beautiful wife. But just like let's imagine someone that you could make a love scene in a movie with.
Yeah, me and Mick. Oh, Quantum and Mick, definitely. Don't fall for it, Bongo. What do you mean, don't fall for it? I mean, like, I don't know. I honestly don't have like a preferred. I mean, if you asked me when I was younger, yes, there were a couple that I would say that yes. But to be honest with you, I don't even watch movies anymore. I can't even say what is around.
Lalo, I would choose
But
Jason Momoa, for example.
I would choose Jason Momoa as well.
Hello, Aquaman.
No, I
Oh,
think
that's right in.
actually, the chick from Deadpool. Deadpool's
Oh
wife.
my god. Like Blake Lively.
No,
I actually dreamt about her last week.
not the real life one. The one actually in
she's
Deadpool.
so
The one that
beautiful.
gets killed in the second. Yes.
I'm terrible.
No.
I don't know who she is. Okay, I'll Google her later. So, what's the one thing people don't know about you?
One thing? Jesus.
One thing
Lots
which
of
is like secret.
things which are secret. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, like I said, I have a very, very colorful past. A very, very colorful past. In the sense that, like, I went through my teenage years when we didn't have cameras and stuff like that. So obviously, I have a lot of secrets from those days. Now, what a thing, Quantum. Yes, there are a lot of things. He found out a lot of things about me, though. Something that someone doesn't know about me. All right, let's try to stay decent for now. All right, so when I was 8, so I was born in Canada, and so I obviously went to school in Canada. And when I was 8 years old, they held auditions for a very special private choir school in downtown Toronto. And I was selected.
That was very Maltese. Toronto.
I can't say it like that, but I know that people are going to give me slack if I go Toronto, but I cannot say Toronto. It's like I cannot say water. I have to say water because it sounds so weird.
Salmon.
They held auditions in schools all around the Toronto and all around Toronto as well, basically. And I was selected from I don't know how many auditions. Basically, I had to do a test and I entered the school, and it's quite a prestigious kind of thing over there. It's like one of the leading schools in that. So yes, I joined a choir school, and that's sort of how I got into music. So when you go to that school, you have to learn the piano. It's something you have to choose other things as well. And you sing, and they get you on TV for the Christmas concert and stuff like that and everything. So it's kind of a big thing over there.
So you can sing and you can play the piano?
Well, I used to be honest with you. When I turned 16, the piano isn't really cool at that age. Like, I regret stopping it, but I shifted onto drums and started the path to the Bongoman thing.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about life right now?
Holy shit, don't get me started right now. How excited am I about life right now? Oh my god, I'm actually going to go on a rant over here as well. It depends about what. Depends about what. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on, but then there are a lot of things that are not. And there's a lot of things that are making me happy, and there's a lot of things that piss me off. I mean, like, I'm just very, very frustrated with a lot of things. But
in Malta?
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like everyone is like reaching their limit.
I mean,
I feel the same.
I mean, look, I've lived in I've lived in a lot of places in my life. I've lived in a lot of different countries as well, and I've seen what there is on the other side. And it is one of those things, our grass is always greener on the other side or something like that. But I just think that how can I explain? Okay, I think that Malta's going through a phase of a country that has to go through a phase. The country has to go through this phase, and there are other countries that I've been to that have already been through this phase, and I've seen that phase happening over there, and I just don't want to go through that phase again, until it gets to a certain state and a certain stage, and just currently there are a couple of things that I'm looking at as priorities in my life that I do not have over here. You know, and might sound stupid, but what everyone is saying, like in the things like, oh, there's grass, you know, it's green and this and that. But yes, greenery is something which is really affecting me. I mean, in the same way that, for example,
Me
when I
too.
lived in a city like Budapest, where the only body of water is the brown Danube flowing through the city, I miss the sea, I miss the blue water of over here. But right now, I'm missing the green. You know, I mean, I went to a couple of places this summer. Went to France, went to Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Croatia, and I'm like an idiot. You know, you just they're looking out of the window of the car and just going, oh, look at those trees, look at those trees.
So
Oh,
beautiful.
look at those trees. You know, and you're like, what the hell am I doing, man? I mean, like I'm just looking at us.
No, I can relate so much, man. Like we went to Portugal and we walked through a lot of parks, and then at one point we were out meeting friends of Cap Rock, and then I just went like, I'm exhausted from walking in parks.
And you could actually breathe.
No, I was like dead tired from walking hours upon hours in beautiful gardens and like
flat, you know, the ground.
and I was like, wow. Like you could never get tired in Malta walking through Busquets.
No.
You know, like it's amazing and
Even,
it really makes you
it's a
realize.
chore over here. I don't know. It's just at the moment that's one thing. I think the environment, you know, what I see around me is just really, really getting.
But what do you think is going? What is the? Where is this going? Like this is one of my problems. Like I can't see where this is
Downhill.
going. You know.
I mean,
But like
I mean, I don't.
I don't want to be here to see it, to be honest, but you said you think that Malta's going through a phase, like, and then what? Like,
I mean, if you take, for example, Istanbul is a place that I lived in, and I lived there in 2000 and, oh my God, when was it? 2001, 2002. Around 2001, 2002 was when I was living over there, and that they were going through that period, this like boom of sort of, let's say, development and construction, and everything is changing and sort of, let's say, modernizing a bit. And then I went again about, I think 12, 15 years after that, and I saw sort of, let's say, a finished product, if you know what I mean. It's like a lot of the stuff was done, the construction was done, the metros were built, you know, everything. It was a bit of a different place. It looked cleaner. You know, I saw an improvement, and over here I'm saying it's just really, really dirty at the moment. And this I'm just talking about at the moment from like a cosmetic perspective, you know, from the aesthetic. It's just that, okay.
I'm calling it quality of life
Yes.
for us.
You know, I mean, I suffer from a whole bunch of, let's say, I mean, like another thing which you may not know about me, I have very sensitive skin. So I suffer a lot from eczema and this and that and everything, you know, and there's creams and treatments and this and that and everything. And the minute I leave the country, you know, have a shower in another place, you know, you feel that it's different, you feel cleaner, you feel, you know, and I don't have my problems anymore. I've got problems with breathing, and then my breathing gets better, you know. So it's like everything is sort of, let's say, like better when you're not here, if you know what I mean. So like health-wise, this and that, you know, I even feel better mentally. I mean, like I love traveling, but to be honest with you, every time I travel and then I come back, it's like, bah, hits you in the face. And you're like, okay.
It's true,
Should I have
it's
gone
true,
in the first
man.
place? Because it just feels even worse. And I haven't completely recovered from the last trip that we took. You know, we had a week. It was really, really relaxed. We had no Wi-Fi in the hotel. We had, you know, so very, very limited connection. And we were non-EU, so I didn't really answer my phone much. So I'm actually managed to cut off a bit. You know, and then being in a place like that and then coming back over here, I am not feeling, I did not feel refreshed. I felt, I don't know, not depressed, but pissed off, I guess. Like I didn't want to, I don't know, don't want to be here. Quantum. I get messages for days about how shit he feels when he's back in Malta after a trip. You know, it just hits you in the face. It's like back to reality. You know?
It's true, man. And especially if you go during the summer months and you're somewhere else and you're like, ah. And then you come back and you get out of the plane and it's like a huge environmental fart.
I understand that,
in your
yes, there are
face.
farms around, but the fact that when you land amongst the farms and you land and it just smells like shit, you know, it's like that's what you're welcomed with. It's like this pungent smell of manure. It's like, hi, welcome home.
Can I just like say something to wrap this up? Because the question was about what are you excited about?
All right, yeah,
and
we went on a downer, so
and
yes.
this came out, and honestly, I've just been like talking to Caprock this morning about it because I'm telling everyone, the minute someone says, "Oh, I am from there," I start like, what are you doing here? You know, I can't understand how foreigners are coming here, and the thing is, I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere until my daughter at least is 18 years old. So the biggest challenge is not to go somewhere else to find happiness, but to find happiness in hell.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is this, you know, it's like,
I think that because until the time comes when we can do something about it,
it's gonna be
then we have. No, if I get the chance to do something about it, I will. But talking and feeling frustrated about it isn't going to help anyone. You know? Know what I mean? So I think that I have to try and go about it in a different way mentally, because it's really something that it's all the time going out, hearing construction. Like I live in Msida, we live next to the primary school. They tore it down, they built it, they're tearing it down again. 5 years of construction. Someone came and went like, oh yeah, no, you're fired. And the school is again being demolished. And like my daughter as well. So I get it. But okay, like where do we go from here? We need to figure things out mentally for ourselves. And then it's the country, I'm telling you, I don't think I will be here to see it after she's 18 because... So what are you excited about?
What am I excited about? I mean, there's quite a lot going on, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're talking about, let's say, life, I am looking, again, it's going to be gearing towards that direction. But I'm looking forward to getting away in December. That is what I'm excited about. I am excited about the upcoming tournaments that we have. We've got a whole load. We have a couple of conferences coming up. I mean, there's Comic-Con. It's the first time at Comic-Con. There's PlayCon. First time at PlayCon. So, yeah, pretty excited.
It's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot happening. I mean, like, excited is one way of putting it. Petrified is another way of putting it, because there's just like copious amount of work to do in order to get all of this done. I mean, we've got a very, very busy schedule over the next 8 weeks. We started our after-school program. So we got a couple of new groups of kids in over here in the afternoon on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We've got the new program, which is happening at St. Joseph's. We've got meetings with other schools about potential collaborations over there for other in-school programs, extracurricular programs. So it's sort of like a lot of things coming together. It's a lot of loose ends, though, as well, to be honest with you, which is, let's say, all right, exciting. You know what I mean? I mean, exciting, yes, I'm really, really looking forward to it. Not like, wow, yay, you know what's happening. I'm like, oh shit, it's happened, you know. But you know, there's a lot of stuff which sort of say we set out to do from the very, very beginning, which now finally seeing come to fruition. You know, after a lot of, let's say, resistance from schools, we are getting random messages from schools without reaching out to them. You know what I mean? So a school getting in touch with them saying, you know, like, I'd like to bring my kids over there for a bit of an outing. And we're like, yes, definitely. So we sort of something like that. And then he's like, oh, that's really cool. You know, and after we explain the program, he's like, maybe we could do something like this for an extracurricular program. I'm like, it would be fantastic. So quite a few conversations like this. I can't mention, obviously, who the schools are right now, but hopefully in the near future, January, February, whatever, something kicks off over there. There is another school that we're actively developing a program together as well. which is I can't say yes, it is a sixth form, basically. And so, yeah, first kind of thing that we're looking at on that side. So yeah, there is a lot happening. I wouldn't say that there's one thing which I'm like really, really, really looking forward to. The only thing I really, really look forward to is like going abroad. But I think, yeah, if there is something which can keep me excited and let's say from work wise, then yes, it's kind of that, I guess.
It is very interesting. I believe it would make up for some of the other shortcomings of being here, because you basically founded essentially the first gaming school in Malta. And how did that come about, like from the beginning? Go ahead. I actually want to ask you more about the beginning, but I think the school is a good place to start.
Okay, so like going back a long time. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm a teacher by profession. I was an English teacher. I was a language teacher. I started teaching English when I was about 17 years old. So this was 1998. It was the first time that I taught English. Before that, I used to work in language schools. And I used, as a group leader, best job in the world. That's actually I knew Keith from before, but that's when we actually spent quite a bit of time together over there in those days. There was a weird clique of people. That video that you were showing at the beginning, there was also the DJ over there, and that party was actually probably one of the parties. That DJ basically is another guy who used to work with us. There's another guy in that video who used to work with us. The guy who used to organize those parties used to do the same job with PF. So it's like that kind of, let's say, scene when it came to the group leaders. Now, group leaders back in our days, it was a little bit different. You know, we had no rules, no laws, no regulations, no standards, no values, no inhibitions, no. It was a bit of a crazy time. But a lot of people from that thing, for example, there's Johnny, the guy who does all of the team building activities and everything. So a lot of different people from a lot of different, let's say, areas and walks of life passed through this thing of being a group leader. So started off with that with regards to language schools, did activities management as well, got into teaching as well. And to be honest with you, that first job which I had sort of, let's say, ruined my life from a professional perspective. The reason being, I had so much fun in that job, and we were paid absolutely nothing, to be honest with you. And that it's just that I just really, really enjoyed it. I had too much fun when I was working. So we'll get back to why that's important a little bit later. So, and then I started teaching, stayed in the industry basically, kept on going out basically, and still doing the activities and stuff like that with on the other side of things. But even let's say as a teacher, I realized that if I could enjoy myself teaching, then it would make it that little bit more bearable. You know, it's not the same as being a group leader and going out getting wasted. It's that. But at least by being a teacher and having some fun, and when I meet my students, it's like meeting my friends as opposed to anything. So it's sort of, let's say, set a path where I could see that, let's say, education could be fun as well. You know, especially coming from a place where growing up in Canada and going to the schools that I went to and having the atmosphere that I had over there, where everyone was really nice. Basically, the school was actually really nice and really fun. I came to Malta in 1990 and went to De La Salle. And one of the first days of school, I saw a kid getting kicked in the butt, literally kicked. Don't ask me why. Another guy getting slapped across the face because he forgot his homework, getting whipped with a ruler because you spoke in class.
By teachers?
Yes.
Bruh.
Yeah. That's, De La Salle days. That's it. So Quantum was born in 1998. This was even before 1998. This is 1990 that I'm talking about. You know, so it was very, very strict, military style. You had a master of discipline. You know, your uniform had to be top notch. They'd come, check your ears, check your teeth, make sure that you wipe behind your ears and all that stuff. And so for a kid coming from a very, very, a very nurturing kind of education system in Canada, coming to Malta was an absolute horrific shock, to be honest with you. And so anyway, went through the school system, absolutely hated school. I mean, like with a passion. like couldn't bear it anymore. Miraculously got into sixth form, miraculously got into university. Again, don't ask me how, but I managed. Anyway,
What were you
I did law
studying?
for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then I
Law.
just realized, like,
Wow.
this just isn't for me anyway. So I left the course basically. I did a bit of a higher qualification in teaching and left the country basically, moved to Turkey, started teaching in Turkey. After I stayed in Turkey for almost a year, weird experience over there. Left Turkey with a one-way ticket to London and started looking for a job in London. Found a job in Scotland and started activities management and a bit of teaching over there in Edinburgh. And then went back to London. Anyway, so got stuck in London for a bit. Came back to Malta. Continued teaching, but I always stayed in the sort of say the teaching sphere. But then I decided to start looking into going into management. And the school that I was working with, basically, I told them, listen, I'll come back, but I want to see something. Anyway, so long story short, I moved into different positions within academics in language schools and ended up working with one and basically I started developing courses, teaching teachers, and looking at different
Teaching
services,
teachers.
within the education industry. Okay, until I went to a conference once and I saw a guy that he used Lego pieces to teach English, and I was like, oh,
Okay.
really, really cool. And so I started looking into it a little bit more, and I found out there was a whole world behind this, and actually an official world behind this. And we got quite, heavily into this thing of learning through play and teaching with even the use of video games. For example, when VR came out, we looked at VR and how you could teach language with VR and what you could practice with it and stuff like that. And I got quite, let's say, like quite into it. And
Invested.
we used to use games like Don't Stop Talking or Nobody Stops Talking, something like that, the one with the bomb, basically, and some other things. Basically. So anyway, so yeah, got really, really, really into the Lego thing, ended up going to Denmark and getting some training done on how to use Lego for education. And there's an actual company called Lego Education with official programs and everything. And so did a course on that, got qualified with that, came back to Malta and started working on some projects, even with the government, and implementing these programs with different schools, after school programs. We started using Minecraft a lot as well, and then for education and STEM education. So I got into this learning through play quite, from let's say a theoretical standpoint, I could sort of, let's say, see how it was working. And I always sort of, let's say, liked to incorporate some video games into it as well, like using Among Us for communication and questions and this and that and everything. So using different things for using video games and play aspects for that as well. So anyway, a little bit later on.
That's so interesting.
Thanks. So a little bit later.
Even the sorry.
No, go.
Even like the aspect of using Among Us to, ask questions and think.
I mean, it's just better than looking at
Yeah.
a paper, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah, so then a little bit later on, this was about now 3.5, maybe 4 years ago, an opportunity arose basically to have a little bit of a location and this and that, and I had a little bit of a look and I said, all right, it could be used for other things. And I always, let's say, wanted to sort of, look into the possibility of doing something like this, So I called up Keith, I had a bit of a chat with him, and I said, listen, there's this a little bit of an opportunity and thing which I'm thinking, location. We have an opportunity to develop some courses for this, and we might be able to get some funding and do something like this, and maybe look into some other initiatives and schemes and everything and whatever. And from a little bit of a chat, it started becoming a little bit more of an idea. From an idea, it became a plan. From a plan, it became something a little bit concrete. And then we started looking into it more, and we started seeing that, yes, okay, I think we can do something like this. And so we looked at a little bit of the approach, how we could do this. We looked at the esports side of things. We looked at the job side of things. We looked at the other types of courses that we can run. And we sort of tested the waters at the beginning with some courses we did in collaboration with some local councils. And so gave us the liberty to play around with things a little bit. We had a really, really nice plan and had it all planned out for like a nice long period of about 9 months and everything with courses happening over here. So set up the place, PCs and everything. Started it, kicked it off. You know, the programs were doing brilliantly, completely fully booked. Everything was like really, really going well.
And did you have a full-time job at the time?
I'm self-employed, basically. So even from before, I was self-employed, doing lots of different things. So teacher training courses, these Lego after schools and everything like that. TEFL courses. So those people study English if you want to teach English.
So you're a proper English teacher?
Yeah, pretty much.
That is nice.
But then I do consultancy on higher and further education. So basically, I get accreditation for schools. It's really, really boring. Is that somebody knocking? Sorry. So we started looking into it, basically. And once we kicked off with the courses and everything was going really well, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had to sort of shut down. And that sort of, let's say, changed a lot of what we do, how we do. And I mean, like a spanner in the works is not even starting to explain how or what happened at that point, if you know what I mean. It was kind of crazy at the time.
So what did you do?
For the first week, yeah, we had to. We didn't have a choice, you know. I mean, like I said, the place was buzzing, almost constantly full. Basically, the weekends were packed over here. We constantly had a nice flow of students, even in the afternoons. And a truck crashed into the works. That's it. First week, we sort of, I would say, maybe took it a little bit easy until we realized that this is going to be something a little bit more permanent, and decided to see what we're going to do to shift everything online, because we literally had to stop courses bang in the middle. You know, we had students over here, and then after a week we're like, okay, what the hell's going to happen? We needed a bit of time to shift everything online, try to look into how we could do it, basically, and we just did it, and we shifted everything online. I mean, yeah, kind of sad that we had this place all set up and everything, couldn't use it, but you know, at least, you know, we kept on going. We couldn't stop. I mean, in the end of the day,
Yes.
and I had we owed quite a bit of money, if you know what I mean. I borrowed quite a bit. And so debts had to be paid off and the work had to keep on going. You know, the only thing is that I think at that time there was, whereas we were trying to enter a market where you had tournament organizers and we were there to support the tournament organizer, that was the initial, let's say, point of departure for us. That there are already those companies in existence. We want to get an idea that is not going to conflict with any of them, but actually rather support them and have like a symbiotic relationship with these companies. So they need people, we'll supply the people, tell us what we need, we will train them and everything like that. Then COVID hit, and then all of a sudden there's no bloody tournaments. And I'm like, all right, brilliant. So we're teaching people how to take part or how to run or how to work within a scene of tournaments. And then now all of a sudden there are absolutely no tournaments to, even if we had players, you know, if we had people trying to, you know, practice to become like an esports athlete, there were no tournaments for them, but to actually practice in or whatever. So we decided to start running tournaments ourselves from the comfort of our own homes. And that's what gave the birth to the Level Lockdown series. That was the first series that we had run. Fortnite tournaments, Rocket League, we tried absolutely everything. We tried CSGO, we tried
That is so cool.
We tried, I don't even know what else we did. What else did we do? Remind me. A lot of Fortnite though in those days, a lot of Fortnite. We ended up doing the Lava series with Adam and with Lockstock as well. The Lava series was one of the first European Valorant tournaments. Was happening actually during the beta phase. And yeah, it was actually very, very well received. Very, very well received. I mean, we had the pleasure of...
So you've had great success.
I mean, it depends how you measure success. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was good.
What is your measure of success?
Measure of success.
When it comes to the school?
There's a lot of different areas. I don't think you can pinpoint one of them, because obviously you've got the measure of success is that, yes, you can sustain yourself.
I have a question for this.
Success is if, somebody gives you the kind of feedback that you've been expecting. You're having people who are on board. You've got parents who actually are willing to, send their kids to something like this, which 3 years ago, which was absolutely
So,
unfathomable.
so the question is, working with children?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Working with children. Yeah. How is it?
Difficult.
I mean, look, the thing is that, all right. All right, when it comes to working with children, I mean, let's say I'm sort of used to it. I've done it before. I was never really a teacher of children, to be honest with you. I mainly focused on adults. But when it came to the Lego thing, I realized that as long as the kids are engaged and their kids are having fun, it's absolutely no problem. It's easy. That there's you don't need to sort of, let's say, make this massive effort to get them to focus or to get them to pay attention or to get them to work, because if you're giving them a context or you're giving them a medium that they are enjoying, then they're automatically engaged in it. And then it's whatever you throw at them, they're going to absorb, to be honest with you. And that's sort of,
So what is like the profile of a difficult student at Level Academy? Like, what would the attributes be?
I wouldn't call difficult. I wouldn't call any of them difficult, because the way that we are, we run a very, very inclusive operation over here. When I say inclusive, I mean inclusive in the sense that, all right, obviously we ask, if there are any learning difficulties, for example, if there's any conditions that we need to be made aware of, physical, mental, whatever. So we always ask that question. Now, obviously, from my own experience, ADHD, my son as well, I'm surrounded by ADHD, basically. I live it,
Same.
I breathe it, and it's, so I have a little bit more of an understanding towards children that may have a learning difficulty, not a professional understanding, it's a personal understanding. So anyway, we asked the question basically to see if there's anything that we should be warned of. And yeah, sure enough, I would say that you've got 90% of our student population basically has something they claim. It could be ADHD, could be dyslexia, could be high functioning autism, could be maybe a bit more of a severe form of autism as well. Asperger's, we've had, absolutely anything you can imagine, it's there. So difficult? No. Different? Yes. Everyone's an individual in the class and everyone is treated as an individual. But this is why,
That's beautiful.
We did our homework. We did a lot of homework when this happened. We thank God we released the application sometime in April. So we had a lot of time. And when we saw this trend of what we were getting, we looked for some professional help. Okay, so we spoke to somebody from basically Quantum gave us a contact of his, of a psychologist that works with these children within an educational atmosphere. We spoke to other people who focus a little bit more heavily on specifically ADHD, got some opinions from them, looked at what the regulations, if there were any laws about this or anything. And then we even went as far basically to ensure that we do have an LSC on site. And this is where Joseph Fachol comes in, the Tekken King, basically the number one in Malta. So well done if you're watching. So yeah, Joseph is a gamer. He is a national champion at the moment, and he's an LSC. So it's like obviously all in one, where he understands the context of gaming. He did his thesis on gaming as well and motivation of kids through tabletop RPGs. So perfect candidate for something like that. And like I said, I think every kid in the room needs to be handled in their own way, and everyone is handled in their own way. So I wouldn't say that they're bad. I wouldn't say that they're difficult, just different. And
would you ever find yourself in a situation where you have to control yourself, if you get frustrated, or you seem like a very calm person, but especially when we're gaming, emotions tend to run high. Have you ever found yourself in that, wait,
yes,
I'm dealing with kids, and
definitely.
What is your thought process?
Definitely. Look, in the end of the day, we're all human beings, no matter how calm we are. I think everyone's got their limit. Everyone has their fuse. Everyone has the moment where they crack. So
table flip.
Definitely. Definitely there are times where I just have to breathe in, breathe out, grab my vape, head outside for a bit, bit of fresh air. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's but yes, definitely. No, there are times. But then at the same time, I think I do have, am I a patient person? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends for what. I have a lot of patience for a lot of things. I don't have any patience for other things. So yeah.
Especially if you have ADHD. That applies a lot. Wait, because these questions are really heavy, and like you start talking and you keep going and you're answering some of my questions,
Right.
so I don't want to ask you stuff. But I'm gonna ask you this one, and then we are going to move to something else.
Okay.
No, but I'm enjoying it. He's not talking too much, like he's saying things that make sense in context, so that's why I would stop him
Then I'll keep
if I wasn't. So tell me, actually, I'm gonna ask you this. Get in trouble with Lockstock by telling us the most embarrassing and funniest story that happened to him while you were there. I'm sorry, Lockstock.
Embarrassing.
Don't get her banned on Twitch.
I mean, there is a very awkward.
I can imagine. Let's hear it. Let me turn on the AC. Oh, come on. Of course you can. Just, Let me turn on the AC.
I mean, okay, maybe awkward. I wouldn't say that it's. Sorry, get a food. I mean, it's about. There isn't really he didn't really get embarrassed. I mean, there are some awkward moments. I mean, I'm thinking.
I'll be happy with whatever you decide to say.
The bachelor party was weird, but we can't talk about bachelor parties because bachelor parties, mom's being too friendly. Oh my God, yeah, Moving on. This is the internet. It's really permanent, man. Really, really permanent.
Oh, come on! What happened in his
Bongoman,
bachelor party?
The DILF? What the hell are you on about? I don't know. Look, I can mention something about the bachelors.
What do they do usually? They tie people up. They take off their clothes.
No.
They get dancers.
All right. So basically,
Stuff like that.
All right. So yeah. Okay. Lockstock's thing. In fact, I mean, like the thing is, the awkward thing that the moral of this story is that basically I owe Lockstock a stripper. Now let me see how we can get to this without sort of. Anyway. So yeah. Lockstock's about to get married, all right, and we'll be sorting out, and we were sort of, let's say, engaged to organize the bachelor party. Now, bachelor party, obviously, you want to get a couple of dancers or this, and at the time, finding strippers. I'm going to be very, very blunt over here. Can I talk about this on Twitch?
Why not?
All right, so yes, finding a dancer. Was proving to be quite a difficult task until finally I was referred to someone basically who told me, it's like, listen, yeah, I got a number of somebody, like call him up and he'll sort you out definitely. So I gave him a call, and please don't let me. I've had too many weird stories with regards to bachelor parties. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I called this guy up. I got his number, and he's like, "Yes, definitely, no problem." And gave him the address and everything. And I'm still planning out how I'm gonna say this, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'm
we got
still
raided
planning
by
out how I'm gonna.
Spooner.
Hey, thank you. Spooner.
Oh my god, we got raided 13 viewers. Hi guys,
No,
this is a great time
not
that
a
you
great
joined.
time. Jesus Christ, wrong timing, bro. But anyway, all right. So I called this guy basically book the dancer / stripper for the night. And anyway, so we're there waiting, and she arrives. Now, I really don't want to comment on what she looked like or anything, but let's just
Okay.
say that,
So you were in a room and everyone was like really anxious for this dancer to come in because it was like a treat.
Yeah, sort of. Well, not really anxious. It's just awkward, man. It was just
like
really, really
excited.
awkward. And then what made it even worse is that, like, she came in, she came to the room. We're fiddling with the sound and trying to get the sound to work. It's not connecting to the speaker and anything like that. And another friend of ours comes from the other room. And he just looks at me, and I'm just going to use the name. He's like, Maria, all right? كيف أنا كله سوي? He's like, تلوستي أنت الليلة. Just looking at the guy like that, and he just casually, sits down, and he's like, "Hey, I'm he's like, "We're gonna get this going," and I'm like, just going, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Holy shit!" It's like, he's like, "Ah, man, I didn't tana, man, she's neighbor tana, So, yeah, that's I would say a bit of an awkward moment. So, hence, yes, I do yeah.
No.
So yes, welcome to the stream.
And
for anyone who just joined.
So obviously he wasn't satisfied.
No. I mean, let's just say that we've seen better. Trying to be as politically correct as possible at the moment.
When the girl next door just doesn't cut it.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was kind of scary. Let's just say that it was actually kind of scary.
Oh man,
I don't know.
That was so fucking funny. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions, okay? And then we're gonna play a game.
All right.
Gargamel. Oh, stop it, that I won't stop laughing. And we have a job at hand. Mela, international vacation or getting a new TV?
International vacation with hands down.
Save or spend? Honesty or someone else's feelings?
It depends.
You have to pick one.
It really depends. Really depends.
Oh my god.
What's going on about her? Oh, you said honesty or hurting
someone else's feelings.
Let's just say honesty for now.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
TV or book?
TV and TV. Well, I don't watch TV and I don't read that much anymore, to be honest with you. I go through phases. I mean, if there is a book which I really want to read, and I'll just get into it and I just won't put it down till it's done. It doesn't happen often. It really doesn't happen often. It's happened, let's say, okay, a couple of authors that I like.
A page turner.
It depends what though. I mean, I don't really have a particular style that I'm really, really into. It's like, for example, the Jurassic Park books back in the day, I loved. And then I went through my Stephen King kind of, let's say, phase. I had my... It happened so long ago that he's forgotten how to read. Yes. So that a lot of, let's say...
If you had to pick, though, between a show and a book that you're gonna like.
ADHD show.
Yeah. Movie at home or movie at the theater?
Definitely home. But I do like going to the cinema as well, though.
Ocean or mountain? Mountains.
Right now, mountains.
Horror or comedy?
I can both.
Like Scream.
Comedy.
Oh, scary movie.
Comedy. No, not that kind of a. Kung Pao. You ever watch Kung Pao?
No.
Best movie ever made. Watch it.
Come on, horror or comedy?
Comedy.
Winter or summer?
A hard one as well. I think I'm both for everything. Say winter.
Mac or PC? Okay, so this is gonna bring us nicely to our next section. So basically, you're a teacher, you made a living, and I think like if you've been teaching for so long at this point, it's a part of who you are. So I wanted to show everyone a live demonstration of your skills. And the game, you actually mentioned it, you know, to defuse the bomb.
Yep.
So I prepared that we're gonna send you the manual.
All right.
Which is like a 35 page.
Yep.
So I'm glad that you know the game.
Yep.
I'm really glad, because I was thinking, I was messaging Caprock like, how are we going to explain? And I'm going to defuse the bomb.
Okay.
Good luck, because yes, it's that one, and every level is 5 minutes. What are you doing? Do not stop. What are you doing?
Don't stop talking.
Do not cheat.
All right.
No cheating.
I'm not cheating, no, but I've got the manual in front of me already.
But is it the same one?
Yes. They're always the same. It's version 1, verification code 241.
Okay, so let me change the scene. Hopefully, okay. So here, I can remove this and bomb thing, I called it, and I'm just going to open this.
Version 1.90604. Where did you get that from? I know. Can you get send
He
it
can
to
blast and he can spin, and his accuracy.
Wait, because when I start to do these things, I panic.
All right, so you're going to be showing the bomb on the stream, so should I switch off?
Yes.
All right, so let me close the stream. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. So you will send him the latest version.
Okay.
Thank you to Caprock, who
Thank you.
helps me to come up with setting these things up. Okay. Actually, I think there is going to be a delay. Is there going to be a delay?
There's not that much of a delay on the stream, if that's what you're asking. Not too much.
All right. So I'll just add the source. I'm excited because it looks fun, and I'm happy that you already know.
You've never played this game before?
No. So you have to, it's like you're teaching capability to the max.
You know, we use this a lot for questions, for clarification, for reading, for scanning, for all these different reading skills. We use it for a lot of stuff.
So do you believe that you can really defuse the bomb through me?
We'll see. Are we gonna start like from the basic levels, or?
I don't know, I never played it before.
You have to do the tutorial then at the beginning. It's quite simple,
No.
actually.
What do you mean?
No, it's quite easy. It's point and click. You'll see. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. Because okay, so the first few you only have a couple of modules, and then the more that you progress, the more modules you have, and each module needs to be solved. So each module is a puzzle. So you got like puzzles with wires, you got a puzzle with a keypad, you got puzzles with buttons, you got puzzles with the serial number. There's a lot of different things and a lot of different pieces of
Okay. So should I just start?
Yeah, definitely. I don't have the manual yet, though. I don't know if I have the manual that you have. I don't know if it's the same one, because mine is version 1. There's no 1.9 point whatever. But I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's the same
scared.
one, though. Pretty sure.
What is this button?
No, don't press anything. Wait, have you started
No.
already?
Have I? I don't know.
Are you seeing the
No.
bomb in front of you?
Not yet. Soon.
Right.
Yes, this is the game. Okay, I'm going to start.
Let's go. Tell me what you think.
Yes, come in.
Send him the manual.
Yes, you have the manual in your Discord.
No, send him the manual.
I sent him the manual, okay.
Yes.
Who sent me the manual? No one sent me the manual.
This is so scuffed. It's coming. Wait. Carlos, let me post it here and you send it to him because I have the call. Do you think you could do it without?
Without the
Can I send it to you on Twitch?
if you can put links, yes.
Your username is just Bongoman.
No, it's on
On
Twitch. It's
Twitch.
Level Academy right now.
Okay, can I send it to Level Academy?
Now I have to open up Twitch.
Sorry. That should be it. Only I may see the bomb. So you cannot see the bomb. Don't cheat.
No, but this is not keep talking, though. I think.
So you don't
Ah,
know.
there it is. Okay, yes. Now I got it. Now I see. Okay, no. Well, I imagine it's probably a similar bomb diffuser field manual. Oh no, this is different. This is not the same one that I use. Not
Okay.
the same one. All right. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
All right. I've not this one. I've never played. So yes, it's all different.
So basically,
No,
I
same,
think
same,
that's.
same concept though.
I have to flip it over and you have to.
And you have to explain
Okay.
to me what you see. So if you see wires, if you see codes, for example.
Okay, so do not look at the stream because it will be cheating.
No, I'm just breezing through the document.
Should we make? Should I make him share his screen or something? Okay, I'm gonna trust you. Okay, this is only for the benefit of chat, so they can see, you know, what I'm doing.
Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
I'm starting.
Tell me what to see.
So, I have. There's dynamite on each side. There's 2 wires.
Okay, wires. You just said 2 wires.
Yes.
Okay, and the different
So-
colors. And there's a timer
Yes.
as well.
Yes, there's a timer of 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the left side, it's like 2 panels with screws, and on the right side there is like an opening, and it
Okay, so
has
how many wires are
1,
there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wiry
Exactly, slots. And how many
things,
wires are there?
but only 3
There are 3
wires.
wires. And are all the wires a different color?
Yes,
All a
and
different color.
so from the bottom there's a yellow one, a red one, empty,
Alright.
empty, empty, red one, empty.
So what color are the wires?
Yellow
Uh-huh.
and red.
There are 2 red.
Yes,
Cut the
and one
cut the
yellow.
wire, which is cut the yellow wire.
Are you
Yes.
sure? Okay. Here goes.
Yeah.
It worked.
Next.
How?
How? Because I was right. Because I'm reading.
Okay.
It says 2 wires have the same color, red. Then cut the wire which is not red, so you cut the yellow one. What else do you see?
Ah, okay. So now it's done. So we go to the next level.
All right.
Okay, so now I have on the left a panel with the wires. on the right there's like a keypad.
Okay.
Then there's the timer and a blank one.
Blank one. Sorry.
It's like a panel with just screws.
All right, we'll get to that in a sec. So the one with the keypad, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It says D-5 and there's like
So doing the English thing, relying on Native American code talk. When given a letter number combination, the letter defines the row, the number defines the word of the Cherokee Nation Constitution. So, what's the letter? D, and what's the number?
D for Delta dash 5.
D for Delta dash 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you need to press, okay, a capital K.
Okay.
And then you have to press, there's like an I with a squiggly coming out of the side. It's like a sufa coming out of the I. I with a squiggly line.
This one.
I don't know, I'm not saying which one, I'm just seeing which one it is. It's a capital I with a squiggly line.
Hope so. Okay.
Alright, and then you have a like a small K, but the thing, it's like, I don't know, it's like a, it looks like a limp willy, to be honest with you. So it's like a K
What's
with
this one?
there.
It's
There you
rigged.
go, wicked. Okay, what else have you got?
So there's wires.
Now wires. Okay, how many wires have you got?
4.
You got 4 wires, and what are the colors of the wires?
A red one, a yellow one, a blue one, and a
They're
green
all
one.
different.
Yes.
And there's 4 wires. They're all the different color,
Yes.
and only 4.
Yes.
And no 2 wires have the same color.
No 2 wires have the same color.
No 2 wires have the same color.
No.
So you have to cut the wire in
I'm
the
pretty
middle.
sure.
What's the wire in
But
the
there
middle?
isn't because it's
And
4.
that's it. Dad,
Huh?
what are the colors of the wires?
Red.
Uh-huh.
Red is on the top. Then there's like a huge space. Then there's yellow, blue, and green.
Yellow, blue, and green. Can you? Is there one in the third, in the 1, 2, 3, in the 4th slot?
No. See behind Caprock is okay. I'm gonna switch it. Okay, so in the back, it has.
Wait, no, 4 wires, nothing. Identify the interface on the back of the bomb to cut the correct wire. So, hold the device carefully over your head and look from below. So,
It's done.
what is there on
Oh,
the
I
back?
switched it.
What is there on the back?
Wait.
What is the interface?
Come on.
It says XLR or Robotron, micro ribbon, D sub, or DIN. Does that make any sense?
No, it's like in another language.
What does it say on the back?
It's there's like a star, AEREAPA, but if they were upside down.
For more information.
There is like a port which will tell the model or something. This.
Alright, so forward to refer to Appendix A, serial number. Where's the serial number?
Okay.
I'm looking for serial number, 1 sec. Appendix A.
The interface
Yeah,
is
serial number.
in
Okay.
Appendix B.
So the bomb was assembled in a facility. So the facility is printed next to a star symbol. So what is there next to the star symbol? And the serial number is
A.
next to the-
A E بالمقلوب المقيسة. It looks like an R and then a E راسها الأسفل. Capital A P A and the number is N and then like a star. It's not a star. It's like an X with a line in the middle. 81150B.
81150B. So YY is the year of production. Q is the time period. So the first one is
28 seconds left.
We'll do this. It says middle, and what is there afterwards?
What?
So that K with the thing in the middle, right after it. What
Yes.
is there? What's the number?
81150B.
No, that doesn't make sense for me. We're dead.
died.
Kevin, now I realized I had to keep on going down. All right, sorry about that.
I think you did pretty well
Not well.
for a first try.
I'm sorry about that.
Do you want to try again? One more time and then we can stop.
Let's go.
Okay, so
All right. Go.
I'll flip it.
What have you got? Have you got wires?
4
You got
wires.
4 wires again? Mm-hmm. All right, so
And now in the back.
interface at the back of the phone, not the serial number, basically. What I want is... So, do you see... All right, you will find the interface on the back of the phone by holding the device upside down over your head. Identify the interface with the following tables. All right, so do you what kind of a connection? Is there like a VGA input or is there a circle to insert something?
It looks like a blade with 3 blades. The head of a blade that you shave with.
Okay,
It's like
yes.
not very wide and it has like 3 lines.
Robotron EFS. Okay, and there's 2 circles.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so Robotron EFS. Robotron EFS. So for wires with 4 Robotron, cut the red wire.
Cut the red wire. No keypad, nothing.
Cut the red wire.
It worked.
Good. Next.
But we still need to do the keypad.
What keypad? Oh, we haven't done the keypad yet. Okay, so for the keypad, there's a keypad now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the keypad,
It's B dash 9.
B9. B.
Yes.
Bravo. 1, 2, 3,
B for Bravo.
7, 8, 9. All right, so there's like a curly C, like a capital C.
Yes.
Sort of. Okay, then a capital W.
Wait, because there's more than a curly capital C.
All right, it's basically a C with a flat thing on the top one and a little dot at the bottom one.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
capital W.
Yes.
And it's like
There are 2.
it's a neat capital W, not the one with the cross in the middle, the normal capital W.
Okay.
All right, and then a capital Y with a curly thing at the bottom.
A capital Y. Okay.
Y with
I
the
think
curly
it's
thing
this
at the
one.
bottom. Curly thing going to the left.
We did it.
Fantastic. What else?
Wow. Okay. So now 3 wires.
A wire.
The top one is yellow and then blue and then green. Then on the side there is like a circle.
Yellow, blue, green.
And
3 wires. Yellow, blue,
yes.
and green. Let's
Yes.
cut the one in the middle.
okay. Now on the other side there is like a circle. It's like a display.
And there's like a
And there's
design
like a
in it.
lifeline.
All right, then what
like
is
a
the shape?
lifeline. Of the line inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a wave. Like a
wave,
heartbeat.
But how many bumps?
It's moving all the time. But aside from this circle display on the right, there are 4 buttons. One of them is like a hat. It's a square hat. The second one is a V. The third one is a curly V. And the fourth one is a circle. And then there are also to the right of this, to the right of the buttons, there are 3 green lights.
Okay, so
the number 1 being lit.
let's start off with the first thing. So the waveform, is it like a straight lines? Is it curved lines or is it jagged lines? Curved lines. And is it like, how many do you have? Like, how many bumps do you have? Is it just like 2 little mountains? Or is it like a squiggle and then a squiggle at the top?
I think it's like 1, just 1, like this. Just 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up.
So that's a sine and that's a base. Sine and that's a base.
How much time? We have 3 minutes left.
Okay, so now I want you to press the one which looks like a hat.
A hat. Okay. Now it's like
Now what does it
a
look
V.
like? Now it looks like a V.
Yes, it's
Jagged.
like Yes.
All right.
But the second green light is on.
And it's moving from right to left or left to right?
It's moving from right to left.
Mela, press the one which looks like an A.
Okay.
Just like that, okay.
No, no.
Ah, the curly A, and not the jagged A, curly A, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
Would it be the same?
There's a jagged A and the
No,
curly
it's different, no? You want to move on to something
A.
else?
Up to you. I'm good. It changed.
Yes.
The whole bomb changed, or is it just this one?
Yes.
Oh my God.
The whole bomb. Okay, we can stop for now.
All right.
I think it's evident that you really know, like, your analytical skills, and you're also experienced with the game, so you can just hop on over here. That was a lot of fun. I always enjoy playing games, no matter what it
Look
is.
for don't. Look for keep talking and nobody explodes. Keep talking and nobody
Okay.
explodes. Have a look at that one.
It's a good one.
It's the same like this, basically, just a little bit more refined.
Okay, will do. I wasn't sure. Like, I wanted to kind of be completely inexperienced at something and have you guide me through it.
And
But
the thing is that I mean,
Yes.
it doesn't really ease you in, if you know what I mean. The other one, it eases you in really, really well. That's it's. I love these games.
I enjoyed that. Hi, Fireblade.
Hello, sir.
Okay, so we can continue with the questions or no? Are you a morning person?
Today, no. Today,
Are you body positive?
am I body positive? Can you explain to me a little bit more what that means? Is that like, yes, I mean, like, do I support and like happy with
Like, how confident are you on a naked, on like a nudist beach?
It's not really my thing. Nah. Nah.
Okay.
Not my thing. Not my thing.
Do you believe in second chances?
For certain things, yes. For other things, no. I mean, for certain things, I
Okay.
think there's only one chance. For other things, yes. I think everyone does deserve a second chance, but a lot depends on the other person. And then,
Have you ever regretted starting a game?
starting a game,
Yes.
World of Warcraft,
Why?
because it sucked out 90 hours of my life within 2 days. It was just, no, soul destroying. That game is just, I don't know, I can see the addiction of it. I mean, yeah, that one definitely. Marvel
What is your
Avengers.
favorite game of all time?
Ooh, favorite game of all time? I would say probably Bloodborne. I think Elden Ring as well, but I think Bloodborne was the one that really gave me that kick. I mean, Bloodborne, I was really, really sick. I had like 103 temperature. I was dying. And Bloodborne was coming out that weekend, basically. And as soon as it came out, people just started buying it left, right, and center and then selling it that same moment. You know, like they go in half an
Whoa.
hour and they go out. So I found a really, really cheap copy on Facebook Marketplace, went to pick it up from a guy in Hamrun. And yeah, went back home and had a week homesick of constant Bloodborne. And you know, since I did have the time, you know, it's the kind of game that you need to get good. You need to be good at the game. Your timing needs to be on point, and you die and you die.
Is
and
it
you
like a
die.
battle royale?
It's a Souls game.
Ah, okay.
Really, really difficult, basically. But then it's that kind of game that you get this sense of achievement. You know, that when you actually do overcome that boss or that level or that enemy, or you manage to get to that place, or you manage to find that one thing, there is that absolute sense of achievement. You know, it's not a game that I play for the story or the lore or anything like that. You play it for the art of gameplay. You know what I mean? It's just that feeling of, you know, I mean, a game like Uncharted, yes, it's nice, it's cinematic. I love the story. The story is brilliant, but you're playing a movie and you're playing it for the story. Same with things like The Last of Us, some of my favorite games, to be honest with you. But Bloodborne,
I played Uncharted as
you know,
well.
and I love my single player games. I love the ones with a very, very good
Yeah, me
story
too.
as well, you know, and I love the Uncharted series and everything, but it's not a game that I would call difficult, or that, like, when I finished it, we're
No.
like, hostia, man, I finished that game. There's a sense of satisfaction because you finished the story. But Bloodborne, it's that sense of satisfaction, that achievement that you get out of a game like that, like Elden Ring, you know, Dark Souls and stuff like that. So I'd say yes. That, I mean, if you're talking about classics, Super Mario Brothers, it's always my go-to. You know, if I just want to pick something up, I'll just pick up Super Mario Brothers. No matter what, I just love my Mario games. So yeah, I'm a fan of a
No,
lot
I
of
never
games.
played them.
Are you serious?
I
would
never
love-
played Super Mario.
Yeah, I would love to be able to play those
Fair.
games for the first time.
Like,
You know,
I
Bloodborne is
think
one of
I-
those games that I'd love to play for the first time.
I don't know. I never played Elden Ring either or Bloodborne.
Amazing. You need to have patience. I mean, it's one of the things as a person with ADHD that you can actually hyper focus. You know what I mean? And you just get completely sucked into it. You know, really.
For me, depends. It depends. Games need to hit right. I don't know how to describe it. You know,
I agree. You know, there's certain.
like for example, like World of Warcraft. It's, for me, it was one of the best as well. But then every game I played after seemed very similar. So I don't know. It's like for example, I was playing Genshin Impact and I enjoyed it because the world was really vast. You know, it was interesting. But then I played another one and it remotely reminded me of, I can't keep interest. You know, if it's like I never played FPS game, and then I got obsessed with Apex, which was like, so.
I mean,
I think I would play Super Mario. Sonic really makes me rage, man. I can't.
Again, you know, like these are all the games of my childhood. You know, like I grew up in the '80s. I had my Nintendo Entertainment System. I had my Mega Drive, my Genesis. I had my Super Nintendo. You know,
Lucky. I just
had.
had 10 cents at the arcade and Metal Slug.
Yeah, my camera fast.
That's what I had.
How much money I spent on that game at Junior College?
I loved Metal Slug and Puzzle Bubble.
As well.
And that's where, of course, I found Tekken.
That and Tekken as well. Tekken.
That's where I started playing Tekken, the arcade.
Same here. That's the only place you could play Tekken. You know, and then
Yes.
the PlayStation 1 came out eventually, and you had Tekken on that, you know, but it was always in the arcade first for a very, very long time until it actually came out on console.
And Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
In the arcade.
Yes. That was one of the
In
first
fact,
games that
when I
actually
go to an arcade, I always look for the shooting game. But it's the old
Time
one.
Crisis.
I always play that one. Yes.
Time Crisis, yeah.
Time Crisis. I never get past the third level. It's really
I
hard.
love that
But
game.
I always play it. What was I asking you? I forgot.
Best game ever.
Yes. So, which one is it? Bloodborne?
Bloodborne, I have to say Bloodborne, yeah.
Time Crisis or House of the Dead? I was always going for Time Crisis. Have you ever started a game and not finished it? And are you ever gonna finish those games?
Elden Ring. Elden Ring is one of the games that I've never finished, and I would really, really like to finish. Guardians of the Galaxy is another one that I would like to finish, but I never finished. What else? I am a bit of a completionist, so I do usually finish most of the games that I play. I am in the middle of a lot of games though at the moment, because I picked up a few and then I drop it, I pick it up. So like, I was sick a bit of a while ago and I wanted something a bit brainless. And I love my roguelikes. I really, really, really enjoy my roguelikes. So I like, you know, things like Hollow Knight, things like Dead Cells,
Okay.
things like Hades, things like The Messenger recently I played, which was just fantastic. If you've never played it, it's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, Binding of Isaac I actually picked up recently as well, Quantum. Thank you for that. And it's one of those things I said, wait, let me just try one before I go to bed or something like that. And holy crap, I stayed up to like 4 o'clock in the freaking morning, you know, just trying to get it's just a very, very addictive game. That there's Slay the Spire as well. It's a card game roguelike sort of kind of thing. And I really, really like my roguelikes. At the moment, that's something which I like my platformers, and that just basically gives another dimension to the platformer. You know, so roguelikes, Metroidvanias, those games I really, 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 really enjoy. You know, that it just keeps on developing, the character keeps on getting stronger. There's always more to find. Those are the games that really, really at the moment, you know, click. Others not managing really to get into, but yeah, those yes,
Okay. Are men allowed to cry?
of course.
Do you like physical sports?
I was born in Canada, so I really like baseball. I know.
Are you good at it?
I mean, look, I play it. Well, I used to. I stop and then I do a few sessions again. I used to play with Sijiri. We got a whole clique of friends that basically play with them. But then, obviously, through COVID, we stopped, and I just never got back into it. You know, but back in the day, yes. I mean, good in it.
You're from Sajivi.
No, not from Sijiri at all. No. But it's just that where
Okay.
the team was based, and we used to play over there at the football pitch, at Sijiri football
Okay.
pitch, and so yeah, no, I mean, good. I mean, I have quite a decent throwing arm. My catching is actually quite good, but it's something again which I grew up with. You know, I mean, physical sports, yes, put me on ice. Don't put me on grass though. You know, I'm a good skater. I skate really, really well. But yeah, I can't really do much of it over here. If you know what I mean.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Would you eat your dog if there was nothing else to eat to survive?
I don't have a dog. I'm not particularly keen on dogs, and I am very adventurous with food. And if I do go to Korea, then one thing which I do want to eat is definitely dog. So
Whoa!
yeah,
You're the first person I've ever heard saying that.
I want to eat snake.
That
I
would
want to
try
eat
dog.
tongue, camel tongue. I mean, I've eaten a lot of weird stuff in my life.
I've eaten testicles.
I've eaten testicles as well.
Oh my god, they're rubbery.
They're a bit chewy, a bit bouncy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it was a trick. But was played on. Basically, my dad gave it to me. I think we were in New Orleans or Arizona, something like that. You know, and they call them small fries, I think, or hush puppies. Used to call them over there. And, you know, they're like, oh,
Okay.
try this, and we're tasting all these different things. And it was this, and I put one in my mouth, and I ate it, and just burst out laughing. I'm like, why is the guy eating balls? So, you know, I'm like, you know, good going absolutely.
My god. I knew it was a testicle, it was a bull testicle,
Nah, I
but
didn't.
I was not prepared for the texture.
I didn't.
It-
No, not my favorite. Not my favorite. I mean, it's not something which I could say that I would eat like on a daily basis or anything like that. I mean, I've eaten ants as well.
Whoa, really?
yeah.
What does that taste like?
They taste like a bit of a pepper. It's peppery. It's crunchy. They taste like
I would eat
sesame
ants, I think.
seeds with a very thin skin. So imagine a sesame seed unpeeled with a thin skin that cracks. It doesn't stick between your teeth, so it all cracks. But peppery, salty. It's a bit, but very, very crunchy. They're called hormigas culonas, which actually means the ant with the big bum. And so yeah, it's like a delicacy. It's like the rich man's peanuts, sort of. It's from Colombia. It's a place called Bucaramanga. And yeah, they're actually pretty good.
I can imagine. It does sound
Yeah.
like. Tell me about an embarrassing moment that you can laugh about now.
Embarrassing moment. Jesus, there must be a lot. Try not to get too heavy. Let's see. An embarrassing moment that I can laugh about now.
Yes. I feel like chat is gonna start coming up with suggestions.
Very embarrassing. That I can actually talk about, to be honest with you, because there's quite a few.
What? I mean,
I mean, it's. I don't know if I would call them embarrassing. I can't really say that I've had really lots of embarrassing
Did you go to like psychedelic parties, for example?
A lot.
Yes? I've never seen you.
You mean like
Psychedelic
the psytrance and stuff like that, or are we talking about
Yes.
something a little bit different? I mean, look, party scene. I used to be a lot in the party scene, but I think you're much younger than me, so it's probably a different party scene that we are talking about over here.
There used to be this guy. I forgot his name, Madonna. It wasn't Guido. He was like very tall, had a bald head. And I think he was in his 50s. He was always at these parties. Had a bald head and tall and thin. Was always
I remember a
gassed
guy
out.
named Jules that used to hang out a lot at these
Jules?
parties, but no, can't say. I mean, lots of tall, bald people at these things. They kind of sort of attract that kind of person at those parties. But no, I mean, I'm thinking about the embarrassing thing that I can talk about.
Okay. Come on, the old Parcherville.
Again, though, that I can talk about, if you know what I mean. It's you have to understand that those days were very different to today. All right, those
Yes.
days we got away with a lot of things that you would not get away with today.
I'm 32.
10 years makes
So
a
I'm
difference.
not
huh? But
that
10 years makes
young,
a
okay?
difference. 10 years makes a very, very big,
Oh yeah, it does. You're like, I think, like my sister's
makes a
generation.
very, very big difference. 10 years, and I mean, so like,
The stuff that they used to do.
exactly. You know, so I mean, like, there's a lot of things that like I said, which I'm not really sure if I can talk about over here. I mean, like lots of crazy stories, lots of like mad things that have happened and everything. But let's just say, like, embarrassing. I mean, quite a few things. I mean, okay, let's put it this way. Okay, let's talk about, for example, getting in trouble at work, which I can laugh about now. Obviously, at the time, it was a little bit messed up. So I used to work as a teacher in a language school, and obviously, working in a language school comes with certain perks, some benefits, some advantages. You know, and I spent quite a bit of my life, let's say, single-ish, if you know what I mean, at the time. And so yeah, I used to meet my students quite a bit, you know, go out, get drunk with them, you know, and have a good time with them. You know, like I said, they used to end up being my friends. I'm still friends with a lot of them today. Some of them actually live in Malta, and we're still in touch and everything like that, you know. So all right. So one fine day after work, basically, you know, like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, not a weekend or anything like that, you know, we went for some after school drinks. The drinks turned into a party. The party turned into an after party and everything like that. And so anyway, so it was like kind of intense, if you know what I mean. So anyway, long night. Ended up at let's say the apartment of some of the students, and was absolutely radass basically, and passed out on the stairwell in the actual student building. And anyway, so students wake up in the morning, you know, to go to school. They find me on the staircase, passed out, drunk, obviously, and they wake me up. And I'm like, okay, shit, I have to go back to work. And so this is like literally same clothes that I was in the day before, still haven't been home.
To walk of shame.
I literally just went to the, you know, was out with these students. They wake up, find me passed out in the stairwell. They're like, oh my God, Kevin, you didn't go home. But, you know, like we have to go to school. I literally get up, walk into the building again at school, wash my face, you know, and like freshen up and all that
Okay.
and everything. And oh my God, and now there's the other one, which no, I can't say that. But anyway, so yeah, freshen up
Let's
and
pick up where we left off.
freshen up and basically get into my class, do what I have to do, basically do my work and everything, and do my day. All right, so I did my duty and everything. So anyway, I'm about to leave and get a phone call into the staff room. Basically, my boss, the director of studies, calls me up and tells me to go over and have a chat with her. Basically, so I go in. I'm like, hey, now, how you doing? And she's like, she's like, okay, so how are you feeling today? I'm like, yeah, okay. She's like, I noticed that you're still in the same clothes that you were in yesterday. And I said, yes, you know, because we went out and I ended up sleeping at a friend's house and everything. She's like, She's like, whose house did you sleep at? And I'm like, John, you know, and I didn't have time to go home and change and everything, so I woke up a little bit late. And she's like, It's like, does John live here? And she's showing me the CCTV footage of me passing out on the stairs, basically, like literally crawling down, lying down on the stairs, literally like putting my hand down over there, passing out, fast forwarding it a couple of hours, and my own freaking students finding me in the morning, waking me up, and it's all on video. And she's like, Kevin's like, you caused me lots of problems, you know, that make me happy, you know, this and that and everything. So
Oh my
that's
God.
like just one of the episodes that had
That's
happened.
amazing.
Yes. So there's yes.
I can imagine your face like,
I used to get into a
Watching
lot of
the
those kind of situations back in those days, to be honest with you. I mean, this is literally just one of them. It's actually one of the milder ones, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's one of.
it's mortifying, yeah?
I mean,
Mortifying.
again, back in those days, that was how you could get caught on camera. I mean, we had no camera phones or anything like that, but there was that little bit of evidence. You know, usually was no evidence whatsoever of anything that we did, but that, yes.
Okay, so what is your biggest fear and when did it start?
Biggest fear. I think it's a bit of a fear of missing out, and I think this is the thing that I always feel that I was put on this earth to sort of see as much as I can and experience as much as I can, and to how can I say, like, appreciate whatever there is around me. So I think my biggest fear is, yeah, just missing out, not seeing certain things that I haven't. Not managing to do certain things that I always wanted to do. It's I don't know, getting old, I guess. I don't want to get old. I never wanted to get old. I've always felt like a kid, and I want to keep on feeling like a kid. So if it has to be a fear, I'd say that. I'm not really scared. I mean, I'm okay with heights. I'm okay with spiders and animals and stuff like that. I mean, but phobia, wouldn't really say I've got any phobias. But yeah, FOMO, fear of missing out, more than anything.
I suffer a lot from that as well. But I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was 28. So for me, a lot of things fell into place when I got my diagnosis, because all my life I was like, you know, trascurata, she doesn't really want to do anything at school, she's very bright, very sharp, but, you know, and
Same old.
I dropped out of school, I experimented a lot, you know, it was just like, and then I got pregnant with my daughter, and I kind of said, I want to really build a safe space for her. And like since then, I haven't stopped working to build a safe space for her, including me being in a good place and like 100% clean, you know, like not even smoking cigarettes, nothing. Like it's, and I want to even keep challenging myself, like maybe eventually take a break from eating sugar, for example. But in trying to build a good space for her, I ended up growing out of it myself. And when, you know, like with kids, you know, sometimes, and with my daughter, I always felt like it's not that she didn't want to do what I was saying, but like she couldn't, and I felt something was wrong because I could see eye to eye with her, you know, and you feel the connection. I could feel her heart breaking when she couldn't, you know, like sit still.
Yep.
And a
that's
lot of bureaucracy, and then she got
we go through. We went
got the diagnosis, and then I kind of noticed a lot of similarities, and I got diagnosed as well.
What you're explaining is very, very similar to the same my experience. I mean, I never went through an evaluation myself. I know 100% exactly what I have and how it is, you know. But
yes,
and like I said, but I think that over the years, since we did not have the assistance, I came up with my own coping mechanisms. Flawless? No, definitely not. Does it always work? No, definitely not. But like I said, I think that like what you're saying of going through it with your own kid and me going through it with my own kid as well and saying, "See, man, that's like me, that's like me, that's like me, that's like me." Like, now I understand why he's not managing to do that. Now I understand. So,
Yes.
it's kind of like there are certain things which he'll just pick up and just do it in an instant, effortlessly. But then there are other things that you do it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 20, 40, 50, 60, Jesus Christ, 100 times. And then 2 seconds later, it's not there. And I remember that happening to me a lot as well, especially if not interested in something. So,
I still do. I still
like,
struggle with
going,
it. But we are medicated.
you see, that's one thing which I'm not, and
It made a big difference.
I'm going to be honest with you, I've looked into it. And the doctor told me that before I give you anything, you need to go and check your heart out and make sure that that's in place. And then we can talk about the next step and everything. But I don't know. I mean, like, yes, I agree with medication. I agree 100% with a lot of these things, in the sense that I sort of see it that this is a chemical imbalance. It is something chemically happening in the brain, which is sort of, let's say, either inhibiting something or not, whatever. And that if you need something to open up a valve and maybe close another one and open up a channel over here on a physical level within the brain, then yes, definitely. But the thing is this, that it's like, there are times where I'll take to send an email, Last time I sat down and it took me an hour and a half to write 2 very small paragraphs, an hour and a freaking half, and after that, I would have just been like, oh, Jesus Christ, why did it take me so long? The following day, I'll get rid of about 1,000,000 things, something which, let's say, on a normal or a standard person, it would take them maybe 4 days to do. I would do 4 days of work within 6 hours, nonstop, like, bah, 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 you know what I mean? And it's just one day yes, one day no, maybe 3 days no, 4 days yes. Try.
Because I find even like food, sleep, everything affects the symptoms. Coffee, and like you said, no, I understand why you said you don't sleep. I mean, I self-medicated the first 18 years basically, but then when I started taking, and honestly, I still struggle because, like, Ritalin, I enjoy taking Ritalin, so I have to be really careful, and it is a controlled substance, definitely. So but when I tried it for the first time, I was like, fuck, man, this is how normal people think, I can cook and wash the dishes. I can put a load of clothes in the washing machine and put it out and put the pegs away, and it blew my mind. But for the beginning, the first years, I went a bit crazy because I didn't want to go back to my unmedicated self. And I still struggle with it because, like, I would be just going out with Caprock and he would tell me, like, okay, now you need to go this way. And I just fucking drive the other way, man. He says, "But did you take your medication?" It's like, like there's no left or right, no sense of direction.
My wife is the same. I mean, she just looks
or I lose my keys and my phone all the time, man. All the fucking, it's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying,
honestly,
man.
half of my life is spent looking for shit, honestly. Half of my life.
I have my keys on a leash. I have my keys on a leash. I hook them and I put them in the bag. They're stuck to the bag. That's how I, like, it's so bad,
No,
and medication makes me less, these things happen less with medication.
Yes, no. I mean, look.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's like if I take medication, I'm going to eat less. I'm going to
look, I mean,
do things
I don't
better.
understand why there is a stigma about, pills and not pills and everything like that. I mean, I had, people who I've known who were diagnosed with anxiety, depression, this, that, and everything, And it's just been me to avoid it. And the reason to avoid it is because, like you say, I can get too attached to certain things. Very addictive personality, you know what I mean? So
And that's why I stopped
But
everything
I
else, because
highly
Bennett.
recommend that people do take medication, and I see absolutely nothing wrong. So it's just that I was
It's
a
not gonna
person,
work for everyone.
I say, I mean,
For some people, it's not gonna
there were
work.
times where I definitely needed it and I just refused to take it. I should have taken it. I regret not taking it, but it's not something which I, let's say, go for unless I know I need it. Now, when it comes to the ADHD, there are times where I know I need it, but then, let's say I'll start the pass saying, okay, I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm going to go and look, see if I could get some medication for it. And then I get that day where I just, die, I call Memian, and that I just absolutely do everything that has to be done. And then I'm like, all right, maybe I don't. And then I don't. So my ADHD gets in the way of me taking care of my ADHD, if that
That's
makes sense.
executive dysfunction.
So, yeah.
It's a part of
That's
it.
it.
The thing, if I can just say one thing about it, is for me, I am medicated. My child is medicated. Our lives have improved a lot since we're medicated, but I understand that medication isn't for everyone. What I don't agree with and what pisses me off is ignorance about the subject and people going, no, that's full of shit, you don't need medication. You're smoking like 5 grams of weed in 1 week, okay? To like, if you're not gonna do it, then do it for the right reasons and be okay with doing it for the reason that's no, I just don't want to,
Yeah.
But don't talk about substances or labels, that you don't want to be labeled as someone that has ADHD, but then you're calling someone a slut or a whore, and it's like
Everyone to his own,
either
you know what I
own
mean?
it, and I understand that it's not for everyone, but at least don't spread misinformation, and don't judge people who take medication because
But I think, this is the thing, that you need to get used to this stuff being said and happening all around you all the time, if you know what I mean. It's just
yes, I am. That's why I'm saying it. And the people that have these very strong opinions about it are usually ADHD, the fucking 95% hyperactive kind, that don't stop, always washing the house. It's like... But then, it's very frustrating to see kids that are being brought up in an environment such as that. They're being called naughty, mqareb, and all kinds of things because their
I think
family
that
is
there are
ignorant.
two sides of it as well, and I think obviously in any kind of a system like this, you're going to have, there are the genuine cases, but then there are also the other cases that are not actually cases. They're just, I can see that a lot of these kids, it's a product of what's going on around them today as well. And there's obviously, as either I'm seeing an increase of it or everybody has it, or, I think from some people, it's also used as an excuse. For some teachers, it is used as an excuse because they just can't handle the child. It's, there's a lot of misinformation as well going on over there too. And unfortunately, it's the genuine ones and then that suffer that actually do need the help, and then they don't get the help. And then they're the ones who are just being pigeonholed even though they should be. It's a very, very, I don't know, it's a fine line, if you know what I mean, with all of it. It's, how can I say? There's a lot of different perspectives
Yes,
about it,
but
that concept.
neurodiversity is something that evolution has deemed to be past. You know what I mean? Back in the day, before the technology, we were hunters, we were architects, we were people pushing forward civilization with our revolutionary way of thinking because we refused to sit with the others, and count leaves or whatever. We wanted to do new things. And now we struggle because of the societal structures that we need to fit into.
Why I going back to the thing that you were saying before of it being like a difficult kid or something like that. It's just I say different, and I mean different in the sense that your schools, your universities, and everything like that, they are formed around a particular type of student, a particular type of person. And that is a person that can go in and actually get shit done without, or somebody who actually even just enjoys it, if you know what I mean. They actually enjoy studying and they enjoy the process of learning and this and that and everything, and that their brain is wired to do it very, very well. So schools fit those kind of people, but then it doesn't fit other kind of people. So this is why I don't like to use the word difficult. I don't like to use with that, but it's more about just being different, and that they need a different type of education, or a different kind of path, or a different kind of handling for them to.
No one caters for people that are different. And I don't think they want to. They don't even want to cater for neurotypicals, let alone.
That's it.
Like, I've been finding a lot of lack of resources, in departments, government departments that... in fact, I did get my child privately statemented because the government, CYPS, they were just like, no. But I wasn't convinced, and I had to pay like €900 to get a proper statement because... And they did the same thing to my nephew, and ADHD is very genetic, I'm pretty sure that we all have some type of it in our family. So I see him struggling with school, and I know that CYPS didn't do the right thing, man, it's very frustrating.
And again...
Also, the medication that they give us is made in Pakistan. Like, I have to buy it. It's €360 a month for the branded stuff, because if I'm going to be taking pills, then might as well so yes, it's a lot. And I feel like even the NGOs that could be doing something, it just feels very ADHD like.
And it feels very ADHD unfriendly, if you know what I mean. It just really doesn't.
It's like the people that run, like, the representation of people with ADHD are very ADHD.
And there's the thing, the system is a little bit too complicated for a person with ADHD to actually get through it.
Yeah. So I am talking about this, guys, because I am, of course, happy to chat if anyone wants to. It is hard. Hands-on jobs, yes, very excited. There is a way to make it out and kind of find something to push forward. So yes, it is hard, but as you can see, Bongoman is incredibly productive and
Not always.
so medicated, non-medicated. It's okay, but it's not about the destination, is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's about the journey. POIC, yes, they give you generic medication, which
it's crap usually.
Yes, it doesn't do the job. So, what is your proudest accomplishment?
Proudest accomplishment? I guess my family. I think if you knew me when, let's say, back in the day, and somebody would, like, if you had to choose one person who would never get married, never have kids, continue living this kind of like a hedonistic life, like, let's just make sure that we have fun, as much fun as possible all the time, then that would have been me. And it's kind of like, even for example, let's say after I did get married, and I meet some people from my past and everything, and they're like, so what you doing now? No, I just got married. They're like, what, you got married? You got married? Like, yep, I got married. And then when I had kids, it was an even bigger surprise. Like, what, you have?
I really want to say something that is totally inappropriate and possibly offensive to your wife, but
Ouch.
it would be very
She's
funny.
watching, so.
No, because you would go like, yeah, I got married. The puss that good.
It's not offensive, actually. She could take it up. So I think my biggest accomplishment would be that, family. Family is not easy. Bringing up 2 kids is not easy. Bringing up 2 kids in this climate is not easy, if you know what I mean. So I think that is obviously something which is...
She's good all around.
Oh, yes, definitely.
For 2 kids.
Definitely.
Admiring her from afar because I have 1 and I admire anyone else that has more than 1.
No, definitely. No. She's an absolute darling. And I mean, like, it's, it hasn't been easy. I don't think it ever is easy. But the fact that we've actually managed to get to where we have, I think that's it, yeah. That's what I'd say, a bit of a proud sort of accomplishment, I guess.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're proud of growing up.
Yeah, okay, proud, eh? It doesn't mean that I'm completely happy, you know. It's kind of like, yes, you know, it's
I think you look at it the wrong way because growing old is your body failing you, but growing wiser is not making the same mistakes, not giving a fuck about stuff that you know you don't
I
need to,
enjoyed
you know?
making those mistakes. You know, and they were fun. And we were making mistakes knowing that we were making mistakes, but we did them anyway because we wanted to make those mistakes because they are fun. There were always repercussions, you know, not as bad as they are today, but there was always repercussions for whatever we did. And yeah, I enjoyed that kind of life, you know, and I really, really missed that as well, you know. I mean, it was
Just
all about the parties, all about going out, having fun, doing crazy shit, stupid shit, you know what I mean? And yeah, I miss it. Miss it.
don't forget to enjoy the moment that you have now
Yeah,
because one day your kids won't need you to help with homework anymore. And you will look back and think, oh man. And you started by saying that you really don't like that, but one day you'll think back,
Well,
what I would
I know
give to help
exactly.
them
Yep, I know
was.
exactly what you mean. It's kind of like, you know, Keith will understand. You know, the baby wakes up at night and oh, fuck, I just need to sleep. You know what I mean? And you get up, you know, you're rocking the baby to sleep. Baby's asleep in your arms again. You know, I mean, those nights I really miss. I can't understand how I miss them, because going
Because
through
the
them,
problem with FOMO
you know,
is that you're always fearing of missing
yep,
out and you forget to look around
yep.
you, you know? The only thing you're missing out on is where you are in that moment.
You know, and I mean, like that's it. So I do understand what you're getting at, because it's like I said, you know, it's what I told Mikhail, I've told Keith that, you know, it's like that when the kid wakes you up in the middle of the night, you know, like enjoy that moment, you know, not the moment that they're screaming and crying, you don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. You know, it's like, is it a tummy ache? Is it teething? Is it gas? Is it this?
Oh
Are you
my god,
hungry? Are you,
colic.
you know, shut the fuck up. And then finally, you know, they sleep and they look at the most adorable things in the world, and they're just sleeping there, you know, and you're like going, all right, you know, so it's those things that I miss. I really can't understand how the homework thing I'm ever going to miss. I think, to be honest with you, I really don't think I'm ever going to miss that again, to be honest with you, because look, I got ADHD. He has ADHD. Us two trying to fucking do homework together is an absolute nightmare. You know, and especially with the way that they do shit today, you know what I mean? It's like really, really different. And the thing is that I was the type of kid that, for example, I would never write the working on the book. My son is the type of kid that would never write the working on the book, you know? And so it's like, I just write the answer. He's like, but we have to do the working. I'm like, oh, fuck it, Zach, you know? And then he comes the next day, I had to write the working. I'm like, I know, but you got the answer right. He's like, yes, but you know? And I'm like, Jesus, you know, this is the thing which really pisses me off. No, I can do it in my own fucking
It's
head.
so
Let me just
funny.
do it. Let me just put the answer down, and that's
Lala.
it. So it's not deal do, you know. I mean, doing homework, and
I
it's
know.
just really frustrating. So it's not really something which I think like, oh, how I miss those days. You know, I mean, like waking him up and this and that. You know, what playing a game together, definitely we're gonna miss. But fuck homework, I don't think we're gonna be able to. No, no.
Lala. Oh, we are medicated, but we're not medicated when we wake up. So in the morning, it's like, Tiana, and she takes ages to wake up, man. And I just like, I grab her and I go,
My
Tiana,
daughter's like that.
Tiana, for like 5 minutes. And she's just like,
My son's not like that. My son's easy. My son, he'll wake up, he goes, has a shower, gets ready, and everything like that. Boom, boom, boom,
How
boom, boom,
cool,
and he
man.
goes out. And very, very
Shay,
independent as
ready
well.
to go.
Yep.
Beautiful.
My daughter's the exact opposite. It's an absolute fucking nightmare to wake her up in the morning, you know, and it's always a battle, always a struggle, always a struggle. But yeah,
Might be because of girls as well.
yeah, definitely.
تقرت, huh? And I complain as well. نقرت, you know, it's okay.
I do
Yes,
as well. I think we all do.
What's the worst decision you've ever made?
Shit. Worst decision I've ever made. Fuck, loads. Loads. Too many to choose from, to be honest with you. Way too many to choose from. Worst decision that I've ever made. What are some bad decisions? I mean, I think there are certain, I'm okay.
I guess the criteria are danger to yourself, danger to others.
Again, things which we can talk about. I mean, all right, I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life. I've done a really lot of stupid stuff. I mean, like for example, driving with, I think there were third-degree burns all over my hands, and basically trying to drive like that. I ended up having a really bad accident because of that. And
my
I
God.
smashed it. I was in Gozo for a weekend with a couple of friends, basically, and yeah, we were drunk cooking, and we had a chip pan fire, basically. So the chip pan caught on fire. They put it in the sink, and some fucking idiot basically got a glass of water to throw it out on the pan. And obviously, you throw water on boiling oil, it just sprays
Yes.
everywhere. And basically,
Thank
it's what's it called? Flew all over my hands. The oil went all over my hands. I ended up with these massive bubbles and practically holes in my arms. And this was in Gozo, basically. So I got it seen to over there and all dressed up and everything. And this was on Sunday, the last day before we were supposed to get back to Malta. Next day, oh my God, yes, now I'm remembering and embarrassed.
I did not think you were like this wild,
I
Vera.
have no
Like,
idea. But anyway, yeah.
I really thought you were like, you
All right,
know, like
remind me after this. I'll tell you a story.
proper.
I'll tell
I saw you at the League of Legends tournament tech with the suit. Was like, hey, no, we'll catch up later. La menda, no businessman.
Yeah,
Ek, like,
just,
wow.
yeah,
So, ek, like, I really, like, you give off that impression, which is a side of you, you know. But then there's like this side
work
of like,
is work, fun
yes,
is
I
fun.
was.
Definitely. Work is work, fun is fun. I came here
It's
to relax,
amazing.
to be honest. And so, like, remind me a bit later, and then I'll tell you about getting drunk in Europe and waking up in Asia. And so,
What the fuck?
so yeah, so I was, so I was driving to university in the morning, based near the Flamingo flyover, and my hands were completely bandaged. I mean, literally completely bandaged and really puffy. I just should not have been driving. So anyway, and I'm driving, this Mercedes comes out of this garage, and I just slam right into the back of him, basically. I push him onto the ledge. We drop one of the big lamp poles over there, completely destroy the barriers over there.
Oh my God.
Another couple of cars in front, basically. And obviously my car crumpled up, basically, with the engine near my knees. The seat belt sort of detached from the side. And I smashed my face into the steering wheel, basically, and burst all the bubbles that I had underneath my bandages. Now, I knew that the
my
police were
God.
going to come, and I knew that they were going to give me shit for the bandages, so I took off the bandages really quickly. My hands were an absolute mess. So, yeah, got out of the car. They took me in to give me a cup of tea and everything like that. And so, yes, I think that was a bit of one of the stupidest, dumbest kind of decisions.
Ma, you weren't drunk.
No, not at that time. It was the day after. No. Driving drunk is not something which...
Do you still have scars?
Scars I have, but not from that. Wait, yes, there are some scars. Who's telling you to ask about scars?
No.
All right. Okay, I thought some...
They're just saying that you teleport
I teleport. How the hell do I teleport? No.
from Europe to Asia.
No, not teleporting. But yes, the Europe to Asia thing. So, this was before my trip to Colombia. All right, so basically I spent, since I used to live in Turkey, I decided to go back and visit some friends, and I ended up at a club called Club Reyna, which is right under the bridge in Istanbul. And this is the club where there was a shooting once at Christmas. A guy dressed up as Santa Claus and fired on the crowd. So
My
we went over
God.
there, basically, and the thing is that, you know how it is in Malta. You go, you buy a bottle. A bottle in Malta at the time was maybe something like 50 euros or something like that. And in this place, a bottle was like 20 euros. So, for us, it was cheap. You know what I mean? So we went there, had an amazing night, so a really, really cool club and everything. Really, really cool night. And I got absolutely pissed and blacked out completely and had no idea, obviously, what I was doing at the night. I have a couple of flashbacks. I remember being in a taxi. So anyway,
My God. Where was
this
this?
is in Istanbul.
Oh my God.
So, and this club is actually on the European side, because I don't know if you know, Istanbul is split into two. There's a big bridge, and from one side you're in Europe, and the other side you're in Asia. It's literally, there's a bridge which crosses it. So anyway, pass out drunk, wake up in the morning in an apartment, and I have no idea. Up until this day, I have no idea whose apartment that was. Cannot tell you, basically, just really had no clue. So I woke up, I'm in an apartment, have no clue where I am, get all my shit together, basically, and I leave the apartment. And I'm like going, where the hell am I? What the hell am I doing? And so I'm trying to look for a main road, maybe a landmark, so I could call a friend, maybe get a taxi or something. Obviously, still practically drunk. You know that kind of drunk where you've been vomiting all night. So the bell at the back of your mouth is completely swollen, and every time you swallow, it's going down your throat, basically. And so anyway, so I get up, and then I
My
finally see like a big building. All right, so I called up my friend, Seljuk, his name was. And I'm like, hey, Seljuk. He's like, oh, Kevin, oh, King, what are you doing? Where are you? And what's happening today? And I told him, listen, dude, I said, first of all, I need to find out where the fuck I am. I said, I need to see, and if you can, please come for me, man. Take me to my hotel, and I need to get showered, dressed, and everything until I come back to my senses. And he's like, tell me what you see, tell me this, that, and everything. And I'm walking along this main road, and I see this massive building, which looked like a stadium. And I said, I see a stadium, and it's like blue and yellow. And he's like, yes. He's like, Fenerbahce. He's like, Kevin, what the fuck are you doing over there? And I'm like, what? He's like, do you know where you are? And I said, I have no idea where I am. He's like, you're on the other side of Istanbul. He's like, you're in Asia. And the guy just couldn't stop laughing. And I'm like, all right. So I say, hey, that's a story. You get drunk in Europe, wake up in Asia. I don't think a lot of people have done that. But, it was an experience which I'll cherish for the rest of my life, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were lucky, I mean. And I wonder whose apartment it was.
I have my suspicions, but no, I will never know. I think it would be better left that way as well. I did not want to
know. What did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to be a mechanic. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a mechanic because I liked their overalls. I like their boiler suits and stuff like that. I just think they looked cool with the masks and the, what's it called? My favorite is Hangover Taganga edition. It's lusty. We spoke about a couple of stories yesterday. That's what Taganga, not Tanganga, but Tanga. I like the sound of Tanganga. Taganga is a little beach-side town in Colombia, basically, where I have some crazy shit happened as well.
What radio stations do you listen to in the car the most?
Absolutely nothing. I don't listen to radio.
No radio?
No, I used to listen to XFM a little bit, but no, I just don't listen to radio. I try to keep away from sort of mainstream media as much as possible. Mm-hmm. I can't take the music shit on the radio, to be honest with you. So I've got my Spotify playlists, and that's absolutely it.
I have no radio right now. I have nothing in the car.
Speaker.
It's broken.
Put your phone on speaker. Get a wireless speaker and throw it in the bag.
That's what I'm doing, using my phone.
Solved.
So, what is your opinion on, the streaming scene in Malta, and also the introduction of YouTube? I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because everyone talks about it all the time, but basically there is a pretty
look,
negative outlook on the streaming community, and
I think people
I just want
to
hear
people just give too much of a shit about everything what other people say, to be honest with you. I think you just need to go, you do your thing, kind of like what you're doing your thing, you do it, you get on with it, don't give a fuck, and let's just keep on going, and let's just keep on doing it. I'm, without calling out any names, number one, I think Malta is Malta. Malta is small. Malta is based on communities, all right? And Maltese mentality and the Maltese psyche, a lot of it is ruled by peacock. And in my opinion, a lot of what happens in Malta can be boiled down
competition. Like unhealthy competition.
I think it's more than just competition. It's a different take on competition. It's not about, it's, I mean, Pika for me is Pika. I really don't know. And I think Pika is the perfect way to describe what is wrong with a lot of this country. That a lot of it is above. It's just that I am here and you are not. And I am above and you are below. And if I cannot be up there, then I'm going to bring you down so that we're either on the same level or I can be higher than you if I cannot be better than you. And I think that it needs to change. I think the outlook needs to change in the sense that people just need to start looking at doing different things. Right? I think what people need to have is a little bit more what we call agency, which is the awareness that when you do something different, you get different results, and that you are in control of the outcome of everything that you do. So if you keep on doing the same thing, you are going to get the same results. If you keep churning out the same stuff, then you are going to get the same reactions. And I think that there are a few individuals, again, without mentioning names, within the streaming community that do this. And they do test other things. And every now and again, they stumble upon something. And it does work. You know what I mean? So I think that's I mean, with regards to the state of it, I think people just really need to stop bitching. And that's one thing. I think another thing, no, honestly, you just really need to
Preach.
stop fucking
Oh
bitching
my
because
God.
it's a lot of
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Billy.
I don't know how to explain it, but
And it's like, okay, yes, okay, we have a problem. So is it going away because we keep saying we have a problem, we have a problem? You know, my motto is, if you are not part of the solution, you are also part of the problem. And you don't need to solve it, you just need to think, okay, what can I do today? That's it, Like
I mean,
there are
a lot of it has to
million
do with the community
things
as
which
well.
are
To be
wrong.
honest with you, with the viewers, with the people that are watching and everything. I mean, like again, now when it comes to, let's say, my experience with streaming, I don't stream with regards to content. I will host a tournament or something like that, but I wouldn't really consider myself a streamer. So I'm not going to give tips or hints or tricks or anything like that with regards to how to improve someone's stream. But I'm just saying, like,
Many tutorials.
my observation basically is just, I mean, why do we keep on focusing on the same pool, the same things? A lot of the things that are done are presented in the same way. I mean, like again, it's okay. All right, there's only so much that you can do with streaming. Yes, you can go, you can play a game, you can interact with your viewers and everything. But I still think that we are lacking the thing that gives you that cut above the rest. Now, again, if you look at, for example, what you're doing, you've got your streamer spotlight, you do your games and everything like that, but you do have that one feature which is unique to you, which, like people.
Although I've seen a lot of people doing stuff now, since I started.
Yes, but
it's
I
like,
mean, look, plagiarism is the finest form of flattery. So the fact that somebody copies what you do, it's kind of like what we are doing. I'm sure that there's another academy which is going to pop up soon. I know that other people are looking into education with esports, and yes, fine, all due
It's
thanks,
true.
But the thing is that, like in Malta, if a guy opens up a plasticity shop, about 3 months later, you have Maxims, and then you're going to have Sphinx popping up right fucking next
and
to him.
Mac
Yeah.
Sims,
Exactly.
Maxims.
And it's just that, we tend to do this. So I think with regards to the state of the streaming scene over here, everyone has their own little community, and everyone is, like sort of catering to their own community. The only advice that I can give is start looking outside of your community and start bringing other people into the community. Yes, it's not easy, but promote yourself elsewhere. Get some paid promotions, look at some other channels. Go and interact with other streamers, like international streamers, get into their good books and everything, and start establishing a bit of a relationship, start playing with them, and start, so let's say, seeping out. I mean, there's a large world out there. We can see that there are local streamers that have made it externally as well, but I think we need to stop completely just thinking about the internal community that we have over here. Yes, there's the problem with toxicity. It's not going to go away. Ashley, how he came to my stream, then ban him. And exactly like what Millie is saying over here, it's Pika, it's Pika. I'm going to do this, and everything. yes, it's true, everyone does need to come together, but it is very, very difficult to actually just make that happen. And even you need to speak.
That of the banning, the like, you know, the toxicity that some communities foster.
Oh yes, but just that's it. Ban,
I think
ban.
is
I
a
mean,
part.
we've banned so many
That,
people
like,
from
for
our
me,
stream.
like I ban, and even on Discord, memsh, you
You know,
know, no way.
Filter, do you know how long it took?
Forget it.
I remember at the beginning when we started with our tournaments, the
But
amount
if you
of
keep hanging around the same people and you keep talking about the same
Yeah.
problems, it's like you need to remove yourself from the
regurgitation.
equation.
It's just
You know, and then whatever they say, like, fuck it. You know, just
that's it.
it's out of your control.
I mean, it's just we need. It's about kind of the point what I'm trying to do, but I think I'm going to do that. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat over here and see what they're saying. You know, I think it's one thing which happened when we started off at the beginning. There was a lot of drama. Now, this was during COVID. Everyone was behind their keyboards, everyone was behind their screens and everything. And we've had some heavy shit happening in our chat. And at the beginning, you know, maybe a little bit hesitant. Oh, because if I ban him, that's one less viewer. You know what? As if I give a shit anymore now. I'd rather have a clean chat, basically, which is, you know, not that kind of toxic. And the thing that people used to tell me, which used to piss me off, they're like, hey, you're getting into the esports scene. This is exactly what the esports scene is like in Malta. Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, piss off. And my chance, no. From my perspective, no. If you don't like it, piss off. And that's exactly what happened. We ended up banning them. I mean, there's Mikhail over here. He can vouch for this. And the talks that we've had at 2 a.m. with people because they came on, they just started. Oh my God. It was, I mean, literally dealing with, it felt like we were dealing with kids, even though we were dealing with adults. But I could not believe myself that explaining to these guys about where we're coming from, what we're doing. Now, they're not perfect. It's still not perfect. But I think that slowly, we are getting there. I still think that we do have much more that we need to do over here. I think that there's a little bit more professionalism for a lot of people that has to come into it as well. I can see a lot of professionalism from a lot of people, and I really, really like what I see. And I like what I see with people getting
Not
into it
from
and
me
trying.
eating rice.
No. But
During
hey,
an
listen,
interview.
come on, seriously. You see Tim the Tatman having his lunch. You see everyone having their lunch on stream. So it's not that. It's about being real in that case, and that is what your product is. So yes, you know, let's have it that way. Thanks, Kevin, for what, T-Spark? I want to know what T-Spark is saying here. He said thanks. You know, but yes, I think that one thing that has to be done over here is that people need to get over a lot of shit, grab their egos, shove it up their ass, and just, you know, try to build a community in the way that a community should be built, and not by expecting things, not by just saying, I did this, so okay. Again, not pointing any fingers at anyone or anything like that, but if you're going to be doing so, let's say, all right, I'm going to update my overlays. I'm going to update this. I'm going to do, you know, create some new content and this and that, and you are getting particular results. It's okay. It's fine, but is that enough? Have you done it before? Have you analyzed what went wrong the last time? Why aren't your numbers growing? Think about it actively. How can you actually really grow your community? Is it by doing the same thing? And we've seen some things that happen and certain things that, you know, have brought in more viewers and other things that have brought in less viewers. And we see that sort of like, so tournaments, yes. And everyone starts organizing some tournaments. Yes, we have a little bit of a chat show. And then, yes, okay, now that start working. I mean, again, I'm not here to point fingers or give advice or anything, but what I have seen over the past 3 years, I haven't seen much shit that has been like very different. And I don't know how many people are actually going the extra mile and actually actively looking for more viewers. I mean, viewers are not going to come in an instant. It's not going to be one magic day that you're going to get rated by somebody big like Shroud, and that's it, you've made it. It needs to be built like a business. So today, I'm seeing right now, you've got 16 viewers. Next time, let's target so that we can see what we can do to have 20 viewers. So what did I do this time? I put a post out over here. I did this. Maybe if I boost it a little bit, maybe if I go into that Discord and ask people to do this, You know, it's again, it's not even about raids because we are passing the same people on to everyone else. You know, it's about looking for new things, new avenues, getting in touch with different people. You know, I'm not the one to go out and say what you should do, but I do think that, you know, it's something has to be actively done. You need to look at the situation, analyze it, look at what you're doing, see what works, see what doesn't, document it, and take it from there.
So, what I would like to. One thing that, for example, this is something that I think that I can do, right? Okay. Yes, we are Maltese, community, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, when I do these episodes, I have viewers. When I play my games, like just me playing, usually I don't. And I don't mind that because honestly, it's like I'm doing it for myself, you know? I'm playing anyway, I have fun. People do show up, which are like regulars because they like me for who I am. And I enjoy these streamer spotlight because first of all, they're gonna stay there like as a memory, something that I did that is mine. And also like meeting so many incredible people like you. Like for me, communication and relationship is what I specialize in. I love, and I'm a client relationship officer, and that's my job. So I love it. And for me, communication plus the new generations plus streaming, it's all part of a bigger thing. And yes, we can say, oh, these new streamers, if they come and say that they're going on my stream to stream themselves, it's like, in fact, I would like to plan an episode with all the new generations of streamers because rather, okay, I want to get myself more viewers, but I also want to connect with the newer generations of streamers because they are going to be streaming for our children, you know, and this is going to keep on growing. So if we pass on the good stuff and we kind of, instead of saying what you're doing wrong on OBS, we say, you know, try to be kind to someone today. If you're on Warzone and someone tells you to go suck a dick, you know, like teaching those things which can actually really create change in our community, especially to the children, you know, which are like, I name a couple of very young streamers like Skyzy, Deji, you know, like that's where we need to we come together for them.
I agree,
you know?
and unfortunately, they see the shit end of the stick quite quickly, especially
Exactly,
Skies
you know,
was a
and
student
it's
over
like,
here, and we used to go through some of the interactions that he had on a daily basis. But at least he had the right attitude, you know. He's like, but I still don't really care about that, you know, and everything.
Kid.
So, you know, the kid has got the drive, but I do think that yes, there is that wall that you do need to put up between you and other things in order to block certain things out. But look, I understand it's not easy. It's not easy doing it from here. It's not easy doing it from anywhere else. And I think that this is the thing that you need to understand, that it is not easy. A lot of effort for a little reward. But, you know, I think
if it was easy, everyone would do it.
And I mean, like, even just to make sure that, you know, like, it's again.
And Kevin, what is the option? Not doing anything at all.
I don't really think that's an option. I mean, you know,
it's like to solve issues which are within the community about communication, we have to think outside the box and how can we grow ourselves, but also in the long term for the health of our community, for the people that will be streaming in the future. We are leaving a legacy here, I mean, especially you.
It's a little bit, how can I say?
Oh, come on.
If you know what I mean. But I think, look, if
I really think that the kids that come look forward to coming to your school would disagree with this because
yes, no. I mean,
you are making a change, you know.
But we do have a long way to go, though. A very, very long way.
Of course you do.
And I think
but you've come a lot already,
come a long way,
know?
but I mean, we're not even a fraction of the way there, if you know what I mean. It's all right. I do see that there's been a change in the community from before, let's say from the beginning when we were there, and let's say now, And there are certain members within the community that I know that we've affected in the sense of the way that they handle certain things, the way that they approach certain things. But I still think that it's definitely not there yet. It's not in a consistent form yet. You know, even when it comes to, let's say, for example, I mean, again, streaming and everything like that, I would like to, and I know how it's easy to say, I would like to see something different. But I just think I would like to see progress more than anything. Because if I see what streaming was like 2-3 years ago locally, and I see what streaming is like today, I can't really confidently say that there has been a massive jump or any sort of, let's say, significant.
But what do you mean? What is the criteria for this? Because we do have famous multi-streamers.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's not just with regards to streaming, but anything that, let's say, like even making it within a business or making it within the business of video games. And bring what one person comes to mind right now, which is Cupert. Yes, as a player. All right. Now, Cupert, I remember Cupert from the very, very beginning. We walked into this place. We had a little bit of a chat. You know, he told me what his aspirations were. And this was when Valorant was still Project A, if I'm not mistaken, it was called at the time. Not even announced. Practically hadn't seen it. And this kid was basically like telling me, you know, like, listen, I am going to make it. I am going to be playing with the big teams. He had his mind set on it. He had a direction. He knew exactly how he was going to achieve it. And he had everything, like it was a perfect storm, basically. And he was the one person who I always said that if there's somebody who can actually make it, then it will definitely be him. You know, so much so that we brought him in as a coach over here with us because we could see that he had it in himself, you know, and everything. So we believed in the guy because it wasn't that the guy at the time was capable, because at that time he was not, but he did have the right attitude. And the way that he did it was that he dived in, he took risks, he did lots of things which are ballsy. He managed to, you know, he kept up communication where he had to keep it up. He was mega focused. He didn't just play brainlessly, but what he did was he analyzed his play style. He looked at it. He figured it out what kind of mistakes he could make. I mean, the guy got with a team, got kicked off a team. Got with a team, left the team. Got with another team, and then left the team. And then got with another. I mean, he's been bouncing around like mad until now. He is, I mean, he's the 6th player of one of the largest teams in the world. You know, and so the guy had, and we're not talking about a very long time over here. No, we're talking about this guy. I got a memory. This guy was in over here delivering lessons in this academy 1 year ago. And so he went from measly hourly rate over here to where he is today in a year. It's all it took him, a year. All right, where he had a plan, he had a mission, and he basically moved on to achieve it. You know, and so I think this is what, and he did this with extreme dedication. He did this while going to school, so there was time for absolutely everything. He did not have to abandon it. And I think that if somebody wants to have that kind of a return, then you need to put in that kind of effort as well.
But you are aware that Level Academy was a huge part of his success, right?
Yeah, I can say that it was, but I'm not going to take any credit because, to be honest with you, I do think that it's not us. We are not responsible for it. It may have been a little bit of a factor that fed into the whole bigger picture, but
he had a place to come back to, you know, when...
I wouldn't say that it is the reason of his being. The reason of his being was the kid's mindset, the kid's talent.
No, definitely. But you enabled for someone to have... You know when toddlers start walking, and you have to always make sure
where you could
that you're always there so that, you know, they can come back to you. Like... That is what you are for people, and not everyone is going to come out of there an astounding success, but you have to take your accomplishments, you know? You have to. Stop it with that. No, you're not awesome.
Kind of, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Look, stop. Tell him.
No, but like I said,
it's amazing.
It's I think what people need to do is they need to look at it in a very, very... they need to take it seriously. it needs to be taken much more seriously. It needs to be taken much more from the perspective of something that you want to grow. And there's a very big difference because you enjoy something and it's a hobby, or if you're going to look at it as a job. And I do really, really believe that if people do take this a bit more seriously and stop acting so entitled or like, oh, what the fuck am I
Entitled.
doing wrong? No, yes, you must be doing something wrong, because if you're doing it right, you would make it. It's not about luck. Don't leave it up to luck. Luck is for the ill prepared. All right. So you sit down, you analyze what you've done, you see what's making a difference, you see exactly what is having an effect. You know, I mean, if you take, for example, one thing, I mean, if you look at Spooner's stream last time that we had, an impromptu discussion, all right, about the local scene and everything like that. And he had upwards of, I think, 60, 70 viewers at one point. I'm not really sure what it was like, but the numbers were actually quite high. You know, and I mean, like, something like that works. So in my opinion, Spooner needs to take a little bit of a step back and say, holy shit. So when I go and I just do my standard stream and I play a game, I'm getting between 12 to 20 viewers. And then something like this comes up, no plan, no nothing, no like forewarning or anything like that. But it was just literally what I saw, at least, was a post on Facebook, a post on Twitter, all right, about that topic, and it worked. Now, if he could keep that up for a couple of weeks, all right, and keep his average viewership above 70, and create
And make it
content
to
like that
partner.
repeatedly, then, you know, that's his next step over there. So I mean, that's like the kind of advice. I'm not telling you do something like that every day, but if you saw that something like that worked, because it was controversial, was it just because it was controversial? Was it just because of the drama, though? Or was it the actual topic that people are interested in and they really, really want to hear it? Now, maybe it was drama, maybe it was anything, but figure out what is attracting people
He's
to it.
saying you need to investigate
And
what
that's
was the
it.
real
And just
reason,
figure it
you
out.
know?
Figure out what happened. Figure out what happened and why so many people tuned in and how so many people tuned in. All right. Now, if you're saying it is just the drama, I don't think it is just the drama, to be honest with you. I think there's a little bit more to it. I think it's just because that you have, you know, there is a topic that people are interested in discussing. And I'm sure that there are other topics that other people are interested in. You just need to find out what they are. I'm not here to give it to you, you know, but that's my take on it. See what works, make it stronger, and expand your network.
Yes. And stop victimizing yourself, because you have a pair of balls just like everyone else has to do the right thing, you know?
Yep.
Stand your ground, have an integrity, you know? If I'm a woman, and if someone attacks me, it's not gonna be just I got attacked, you know? I'm going to say the whole story, and I'm going to take responsibility for what I did, because yes, there is drama, but then there is the drama that always seems to revolve around you, and that's when you need to realize, maybe I am the problem, you know? And I've had these moments for myself when I went, Lalla, man, I made a mistake. I made a fucking mistake. And if I needed to apologize to someone, I did it. Like, I remember, I can speak about this. There was Kitchi. She's a streamer. I forgot what it was. I was posting on the Discord, and I told her, did you mute my channel? And she told me I didn't mute it. And then I went back and I said, why would I think that she muted my channel? It was so dumb, you know? But in that moment, that's what I said. And I went back and I told her, Kitch, I apologize. I was very tired. And in that moment, I thought that you blocked me, which is completely unreasonable. I told her, I'm sorry. And she told me, it's fine, you know? Like, but I took responsibility for it, because shit happens. But then you learn from it and you move on, you know? It's important to realize that the world doesn't revolve only around you. There are other people in the same space, and you need to share it with them. And if someone is hurt, you don't get to say, no, you are not hurt. You have to respect everyone's and validate what needs to be done. But it needs to be a group effort. Anyway, so thank you for that. This is all I'm giving to this topic, because again, I think we discussed. I would definitely like to see things improving, but I know what I can do. That is doing what I can.
Yep.
And if I get a chance to be kind, then I will take it. And that's that. So, if you were, I like to ask this question because it's funny, but I'm gonna start closing things down, okay? Now, so if you were the lead singer of a boy band, what would it be called, and who would be in it with you? You don't have the bongos, or you can't play them for me, Osh.
Sorry.
Oh,
So if I had a boy band, what would it be called, and who would be in it with me? Fuck, that's one thing I would never be in. I used to be in a band that used to take the piss out of boy bands.
boy band, like with the white suits.
Well, basically, I was in a band that was
way.
called.
Tell me why.
Actually find a.
Ain't nothing but
I
a
used to cover those songs, to be honest with you, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but I'm going to see if I can find.
Tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way.
I'm not looking at the screen, but I'm hearing that noise in the background. It's just sounding really bad at the moment. Oh, there it is. All right, so I'm going to send you something on Facebook.
Not like
on
a ting
Discord.
ting. No.
I'm sending you an image. I don't know if you can bring it up.
It sounds probably like those weights when you it used to like that. Do you remember?
The ones which South
No,
Park
they are-
took the piss out of. I
They
sent you
look
something on Discord.
yes. I'm scared that I will fuck up the thing. I might fuck up the thing.
Okay,
I
so where
gonna-
should I send it to you then?
Okay, I found it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is that you?
That's me, the drums at the back, yep. So yeah,
You look so different in all
A
the
little bit
pictures I've
younger.
seen of you. You look like a Backstreet Boy actually there.
so yeah, we had a band called Threesome.
What is it saying?
It's just basically about,
Threesome?
oh god, I don't think I should have actually brought that up. So, but yeah, if
Why?
you want to, what's it called? If you want to read
Some
it, there's
threesome.
something a little bit about the songs that we used to play as well, just to see how not unethical. It's a little bit.
Okay.
It's just an
I
article
will
about
be-
the band that I used to play, and it was a punk band, mainly cover versions, a couple of original songs, not that much, but mainly sort of, you know, Weird Al Yankovic used to grab songs and make them his own, and like change the lyrics. Do you know Weird Al Yankovic? And, you know, he had Michael Jackson
Yes.
Bad. He did Fat instead of Beat It. It was Eat It. There was Pretty Fly for a white guy. He turned it into Pretty Fly for a rabbi or something like that. A parrot. Yes, that's it. So yes, we used to do
Crazy.
that as well, and we had like oh god, can I say this right now? This is really bad, but please remember I was like 17, 18, and I'm not promoting any kind of drug use or anything like that.
Okay.
But we had it actually says it over here in the thing that we had a song which was a non-friendly called it's basically a take on Let It Be by John Lennon. And
okay.
instead of Let It Be, it was called Iblalese. It was basically like a tribute to Pochaville, Axis, and those days.
Oh my god, I have to listen to
Concept
this.
are friendly. We had another song called Young and Dumb and Full of Cum, and you know it was a habit, different part of my life. So yeah, have a look
I
at
love
the
those songs. I love them. I will listen to them.
different time. I forget. So yeah, I'm pretty
We
sure I
need
have
to.
some recordings. To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I do. I do have a couple of recordings of one of the bands that I used to play with. I'll see if I have them. Where is it?
Let's see if it has them.
Ellie Cookie Mo.
Young, fun and young and full of cum,
Young
he
and Dumb.
said.
No, you're not going to find it on Spotify, dude. This is 1998. 1998. We used to have a GeoCities website.
This is like after the Hotel California cover at Malta Asif, right?
Actually, before
Conta
this
te
was much after.
Melamsita.
Yes, much after. All right, I'm gonna download two tracks, and I'll send them to you. These were professionally recorded, so if you actually want to hear something that we did make, go. I'll send you a zip file quickly again.
Can I play them?
Yeah, you should.
Or
Sure.
copyright strike?
No, definitely you can. So I just sent them to you over there. Again, remember 1998, 1999, very, very long time ago. This is an alternative band that I used to play with called Elite.
Is there a video?
Video? No. We had no
Okay.
cameras in those days. I mean,
I
this
can,
was a time where I think digital cameras were maybe just coming into being. Camera phones did not exist. I'm feeling really fucking old.
Why?
Really old.
Let's see. I know, man. Like, it happens to me as well, and I'm just 32. Like, I had a reunion with people that were with me at school, and I hadn't seen them for 15 years.
It happened to me recently. I went to the beer fest.
My God.
And I bumped into my cousin and he said, come with me. He's like, I'm gonna introduce you to someone who you haven't seen in a long time. And he introduced me, basically made me meet up with my cousin, who I hadn't seen in 17 years. And so I remember her as a baby, and now all of a sudden she's a fucking woman. And I'm like, whoa. I just all of a sudden felt really, really, really old, because literally the last time I saw her was a baby. I didn't even see a picture of her since then.
Hold on. I think I opened one.
I can't hear anything from here, so I don't even have the stream.
Oh, okay. You can hear it from stream, or
I can actually put it on from stream. Yeah, one sec, if it's on stream.
I hope so. Put it a bit.
Yeah, there it is.
And what were you playing? The drums?
We had won a battle of the bands to get this recorded.
It's good. That's really good. Very. This is not obscene.
Nah. This is not that band. This is another band.
It's called Elite Cookie Mode.
Yeah, and they're also the reason why I actually ended up in London as well. It's the whole band basically. When I was living in Turkey, a weird episode anyway, and I moved to what's it called? And I was in Turkey. A whole load of shit happened in Turkey. Caught a one-way flight to London. Went to meet up with my other band members in London. Then a whole load of shit happened. We went to like 2 rehearsals when we were over there, and then this guy fought with that one. This guy's girlfriend got involved, and then this and that. Oh, God.
Drama.
Yes, drama.
Why Elite Cookie Mode? I love the name. Cookie.
It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. It just
Elite Cookie Mode.
we put
So
together
cool.
drunk or about to pass out and just came up with something like that. It's one of those stories.
I could really listen to this for a while. I like that.
I've got a whole load of other recordings, not professionally done though. These are the only 2 that we actually managed to do professionally before we moved.
In a studio.
I've got a lot of garage demo recordings of a lot of stuff though. It's I just like going through them every now and again, just listening, just remembering the good old days in the garage. We used to play in a garage in Marsa, garage number 123. And have you ever been to the garages in Marsa? If anyone has ever been to the garages in Marsa, they know what I'm talking about.
I think if I had been there, I would have.
Not scary.
Wouldn't have been
scary,
good news.
Scary as shit, to be honest with you. I mean, you walk in and there's people shooting up in the stairs. Basically, there's a smell of piss no matter where you go. But there is no other place that I would have rather have been at that time of my life. It was my favorite place in the whole of the world. I love it. I love playing live, but the garage sessions is what I really, really used to enjoy about playing music. Just going over there, a couple of friends, beer. Amazing.
I used to hang out in garages as well, but it was in Balzan.
Biccacara, I think I know which one. Is that the one where they killed somebody? I was actually in that garage. I was in those garages last week, funnily enough.
Ma, like, there was people doing acid min kollox, like we used to just hang out there. People would be playing, but mostly just like smoking a bunch of weed. And
Keith had a garage over there as well, if I'm not mistaken. There's a whole bunch of bands that had garages over there in that complex in Birkencar. That's where they killed that lawyer.
I used to hang out with some people there that I had met on the set of Agora.
All right, cool.
The movie was Agora.
All right, that's
And we
library,
were oh my god, that's intense. You found him,
Who did you find, OD?
Birkirkara.
3. 3 people got killed in there. What are you saying, Glo?
It could be.
Another one person actually got shot and killed in that garage complex.
They had 3 garages there. I know I used to live over a garage in which someone was shot and killed in Hamrun.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Shay, gravi. But I mean, nowadays I have a double-barreled surname and like, you know, but I grew up in the ghetto, you know, like Testa Ferrata Street, Enrico Mizzi, that was me and my mom, like there, you know, like in the morning I'm going to school like with basket ikbar minni form 1 u nisa ħanġib lek naqgalettini like rubbish bags full of condoms Allah by their doorstep and they're like with the boobs like this on the windowsill ġejja għajtna għal-mami biex unbat ħanurja dan għara tażel platt u jintifa but it's like seeing them there would mean that I'm okay. The problem was if I was coming home from Parcheville with those skirts, you know, there used to be like the skirt all like this, like pitsy egg at the time. If I was coming 2 in the morning and there was no one in the windows, then I would freak out, you know. It's like, okay, there's no one out and I have to run.
My first experience of being young in Malta wasn't that let's say easy either. You know, imagine a kid coming from Canada can speak a word in Maltese, and the first place I went to live was Zaytu. So,
Lallo, and thrown in the middle of it.
Yeah, getting a haircut was interesting. Let's put it that way.
Did you like pick up the language immediately?
Not at all. Not at all. It took me ages, to be honest with you. I did end up getting
I have the right mode for that.
I got my A level. I actually did end up getting my A level in Maltese. Don't ask me how I managed.
A level, huh? The fuck?
I had to get it because I wanted to study law. I didn't have a choice, and I actually did get my A level.
Oh my god, Ma, you are so like your life is like so random.
You have no idea.
Like really random.
You have no
like,
idea.
like the pictures of your life is like I can't believe you're the same person in all of these different scenarios. Like it's amazing, like very interesting.
I said I know no regrets, you know, just like mistakes that we've learned from and shit that we've done, which
very cool. But that's living life, you know. You have to hit the bottom to appreciate the top.
Definitely.
And it's the fun of it. Okay, so I'm gonna start closing down now. Where can we expect to see you next?
Where can you expect to see me next? All right, so we've got Comic-Con coming up next week, if I'm not mistaken. That is next week, right? Yeah, that's next weekend. So next weekend, Comic-Con. We've got a multiverses tournament on Saturday and a Tekken tournament on Sunday. After that, there's PlayCon. And yeah, we've got 8 weeks of tournaments coming up, basically. So we've announced the first 3 tournaments. We've got a Rocket League, which we're going to be announcing very, very soon. We've got some streamer showdowns, which we're working on at the moment, which we will definitely be in touch with shortly about. We've got an Overwatch tournament, which I want to start getting feelers for as well. It seems like the community sort of is picking up quite a bit on Overwatch, quite a few people playing it at the moment, so we want to dabble a bit in that. We're going to try out Warzone when it comes out as well, and see if that happens. So yeah, nice long string of tournaments for 8 weeks running up to something around the 13th to 12th of December. We'll be taking it a bit easy. We do have an interesting project that we're working on for Christmas, for the 2 weeks of Christmas over there. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can see the socials.
Socials, yes.
They're on his window.
That's it.
Up there.
And we'll be having some more announcements coming out over the next few days. So basically, yes, another string of tournaments.
We put Level Academy socials,
Thank
if
you
that's
very
okay,
much.
because I don't know if it
Much
was
appreciated. Much
of course. And I mean, for me, it's like you are the legitimate institution of what people should follow the guidelines for, not just for streaming but gaming in general, all the good practices. You have professionals, you know what you're doing. I endorse and I adore what you do. Like if I can help in any way, like I would volunteer for free. So
I mean, definitely. I
yes,
think
guys,
that there's more of that. I think
go like their
I
stuff.
think more of that is what is definitely needed. I mean, like, yes, we've always been a place where we try to bring people together. I do have to be very, very honest with you that obviously time is a bit of a luxury. I mean, like, we do this apart from doing a million other things as well. But let's just say that I wish we did have more time to focus on what we're doing and also to bring the community together. And if there is any way that sort of we can provide towards that, it's just can they not hear us? I think they can hear
There
us.
was an ad.
All right. So like, no, what I'm saying is that, like, if there's anything that we can do, if anyone has an idea of how we can support or provide towards the community, I mean, apart from organizing meetups and this and that and everything, if there's anything else that we can do, then hell, let's see what we can do and let's try to push it forward together. But yeah, anything.
It's amazing. We need a lot more of this and people, with this sort of mentality, and we will make change happen. I believe that for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, so this is just like the usual question that I like to end with. Like, how can our viewers support you right now? And what would you like to take away from this? Any feedback for me?
I mean, like I said, I think what you're doing is something great. It is fantastic in the sense of, like, it's, you're doing your own thing and you are involving everyone else. If there's anyone who is trying to bring the community together at the moment, I think that is something that is what you are definitely doing. I think it's...
Thank you.
It's adding that human element as well to other things. Like, I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people know me from, let's say, a little bit of this side as well. And I do understand that when people do look at me, they do look at me a certain way. And even because of certain interactions that we've had, either because of a tournament or anything like that, they must think I'm an absolute dickhead or something. So I think that, initiatives...
I don't think that,
like this.
but you did look very focused, like...
It's...
I was intimidated, I would say. I was like, oh my God.
I mean,
it's
look,
Bongoman.
For me,
the infamous Bongoman.
I do have a very, very clear and distinct line between sort of, let's say, work and social life, even though that line does fade away after a long time. We start off with the formalities and everything, and at the beginning, it's just the way that it's just the way that I work. But no, I mean, I'm a very, very normal person. Well, normal, if you can consider me normal, something like that. But like I was saying, I mean, you bring a bit of a different dimension to everything's doing. I like the fact that you do get personal as well. I do like the fact that it is a little bit edgy at times and everything. And let's just say that within my context, I could not actually say a lot of what I wanted to say because, again, even after yesterday, having a chat with the boys over a couple of beers, there were certain things which I think I shouldn't have said, if you know what I mean, to certain people. But
I mean, you did start the interview with, I wake up, I take a shit.
What I'm going to say is, I wake up, I go water the plants and everything, I
love it. But this is yes, I I try to always bring out the people behind the persona, because most often, even when we stream, and for you especially, because it is a business and you have an image, the image of the school to uphold, you know, it's nice to see people
more on a
just
personal
being
level.
people.
Exactly, that's it. You know, and it's like I said, it's something where you are bringing the people together on a bit of common ground over here and getting to know them. And I think that the establishing of the relationships is what's important. Kind of like even just going out for a beer yesterday with a couple of people from, you know,
Yes.
like from the circle of people who we work together. You know, it helps things. It makes it gel together and everything. It makes people loosen up, makes them more approachable as well. So if somebody wants to contact the person directly, you know, I've seen the person speak.
Yes.
I know how they speak. I know I can speak to them. You know, so I think it does open doors even indirectly. You know, so I think it's awesome. So yes, no, the feedback I can give you is
Thank you.
keep doing, but then again, like you said, you know, have a look at it, see what else you can improve from your end, you know, and
I mean, it's not easy, you know, and especially because some people think that they're doing me a big favor. Like, I mean, some people have subscribed to the channel and I'm really, really grateful, but I don't make a lot of money from this, you know. I'm committing myself like every Saturday to be here. I have like a list of people that I have to communicate with, and the marketing, I know that I'm lacking in some departments because I have a full-time job, I have a child, I stream, I do this by myself because I care about it. It's fun, you know.
no, and I think that
it feels
doing with what
rewarding.
you know what you're doing with the limited time resources that you have
Yes,
and the limited
and
resources, you're doing a fantastic job.
it's like I've had to lose my shit once, you know, and go, guys, I'm not making any money from this. Like, if you don't want to do this, just fucking go, man, you know. I've asked big streamers and they've said no. So what? So what, man? They said no. Allura. You know, just move on. If you don't
Yeah.
have time for it, just fuck off.
Really
And
nice.
that's it. And
agree.
and now like I'm relaxed. Like even in the chat they were saying cosplay, and I appreciate that, you know, because this is meant to serve everyone. It's not meant to serve me. I'm not making any money from this. It's just like, because I've been a gamer all my life and I've always gamed alone, you know. I never had other people that gamed with me. I was always on the PlayStation 1 playing by myself, especially as a girl, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, this community is kind of precious, and I want to try and give something back.
No, but I think
So-
even like one thing, maybe if you want, like, let's say something which we could offer, for example, if you want to bring everyone, how long is this thing going to last with regards to the streaming spotlight? How many episodes have you got for this series? How many have you got?
About 10 more.
About 10 more, and that's going to take how long? That's one a week for 10 weeks, basically.
It's if I skip a couple of weeks now, it's gonna spend to January, suppose.
All right. So basically, one thing which I
But I'm giving myself time, you know, to plan.
no, but one thing which I think would be nice as well is that if you want to bring all 10 of them, 12 of them, 13 of them, how many ever you had, basically, we can have a meetup over here, a bit of a gaming night, a couple of drinks and everything like that, and do a get together at the end of it all. It's something which I can definitely offer, that we can meet everybody who is actually part of the series in person.
Wow, this would be amazing.
So, you know, and again, I think meeting in person would help, you know, and make it a little bit more personal.
Millie, you could, but because we have streamers that are abroad, they're Maltese and they're abroad. Melikor Gaming lives in Belgium. She streams Guild Wars. She has quite an amount of viewers. I've seen it go up like to 80
Nice.
sometimes. So I did invite them, even though they do not live in Malta, because they are amazing streamers. They are Maltese and they are a part of our community. They're in the chat, even psychiatric. I know them as if, you know, so they will be. And maybe if we do this, you could be with us like on a screen, you know, having a cup of wine or something.
Definitely. Cool.
And she did visit, actually. I met her. She's very pretty. Very pretty. Shots. Tequila. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
I look up to you a lot.
And the same, believe me, the feeling is mutual as well, because I think you're one of the only people that actually made to do something which is consistent with regards to having these, talks and everything like that, and it's very, very well structured. People are looking out for it, people look forward to it and everything. The feedback that I've heard from everyone else, I don't think anyone has ever had a negative word. You know what I mean? So whoever, like, I even spoke to Engen and asked him how it was. I didn't manage to see Engen's episode, and to be honest with you, I stayed away from the first couple of episodes that you did. I wanted it to be without any influence from anything else. When I spoke to Engen about it, it's like, no, she was really well prepared, really well organized. It's done, and I felt at ease. It's like we're just having a chat, having a call. It's exactly how it should be. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So no, hats off, definitely.
I actually have more material, but I usually don't manage to do all of it. And then it's like, this is a good time to end because you have to feel
Yeah.
it as well, so feels good. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you.
So we're gonna switch to the ending screen where I have a final surprise.
Oh God.
It's something very short. I love you all. Yes, Gecko, don't worry about it, okay? My Discord is always there. As that, I love you all. Are we gonna raid someone? Start suggesting raids and oh wait. Mala, not one thing can go right. Stanna.
Well,
Wait, أشرح شيتية. Dum 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 dum. Wait, stanna, I have to listen to this. This guy.
He's not my brother, just to let you know. That's my DJ.
Why would it? Wait,
A lot of people think he is.
your brother?
Yes, I am on a boat over there. That was a boat party. I practically lived on that boat during that summer, and a lot of my time in summer was usually spent on boats for boat parties. And yeah,
Oh, I love the hair. Yeah?
I miss my hair as well. I really, really miss my hair. I really do.
Who are we raiding, guys? Let's see.
Is there anyone online at the moment?
Hara. Dum, 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 dum. Let's rate Kitchi, guys. Because I even mentioned her today. I love Kitchi. She's a great streamer. There are more, but it's hard to choose. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you very much, guys.
I love you all. I wish the camera was just a bit more on you.
Sorry. But if you dig in the deepest depths of the internet, believe me, there is much. There's a lot.
Tlaqna, guys. Ciao.
See you later, guys.
Dum, 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 dum. Okay, we're finished.
Thank you very much. Awesome, huh? Awesome.